Hi.
Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna
And Marnie. Hi, Shoshanna.
Oh, hey, Marnie.
Why are you acting like... I'm not allowed to say hi to my friend.
No, but I mean, we just introduced ourselves. I'm just surprised you said hey like that.
Yeah, but I was saying hi to you.
Oh, me? Thank you.
I won't do it again.
What do you want? What do you want?
I was just going to say hi.
It's so bad that... No, Marnie is definitely one of those people. When she compliments you, you're like, what do you want, though?
What was a compliment? I literally just said hi, so now I'm saying hi as a compliment. That's crazy.
No, I'm just giving the example. Sometimes it feels so out the blue. So I must question.
You're making it seem like to our listeners I'm not polite.
I mean...
What?
No, do you know
I love
what?
this podcast.
Marnie is amazing.
I know.
But it's like one of those things, like, she when she's kind, because it's so rare, you just feel so extra loved. You're like, wow.
I am so kind all the time. I support my friends in everything. They know that they're loved. It's insane.
But it's not explicitly said.
It is.
I think as we got older, it's more frequent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell me you love me.
No, don't do this again. Like, I do love you, man. It's fine. Like, we talked about this.
You heard this.
We talked about this. Like, she thinks I've got an issue with saying I love you, and I don't have an issue with saying...
You seem to have an issue saying you love me specifically.
I know, I do love you. You know that.
Listeners, tell me if that is how you want to be told by someone that they love you.
No, but I feel like I've done the sentimental.
When? Not today.
I'm not okay.
So just take a minute, collect yourself, and look me dead in my eyes and tell me that you love me.
No, I'm not. No, I love you.
You heard that fizzle out towards then.
It's really hard.
I don't ask for a lot, chat.
Vulnerability is very hard.
I don't ask for a lot, lads. I just ask my friend if she loves me, and she couldn't even say that.
No, but I did. But you know that I love you. I don't need to say it out loud.
Why are you not looking at me?
I don't like looking.
Why are you not looking at me?
I'm looking you dead in the eye.
Okay, and now continue talking because you're looking away.
Love you. You're such an idiot.
And I love you, Shoshanna.
Oh, thank you.
That wasn't hard for me because my feelings are real and genuine and heartfelt.
I don't even know. This was not how we were supposed to start the pod.
No, this isn't how we're starting the pod. But I literally just said hi.
Yeah, I think it was just like, I think it was just a surprise of saying hello.
Okay. I'm sorry for surprising you. I won't surprise
Mind
you again.
We've been chatting.
Yeah.
Before the pod, so that's why I'm surprised you're saying hi as if we've not been saying hi beforehand.
But I just don't know if we said hi.
When you walked into my house and said hello.
Yeah, but I haven't said hi, Shoshanna.
Okay, hey, Marnie.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing so good.
The thing is, the listeners don't even understand what's going on.
No,
I don't either.
They do. All I said was hi. It's not that complicated. I just want to say hi to my dear friend.
How's life?
You know, life is lifing.
Always.
As she does.
Yeah.
But it's sunny.
I know.
And the girls are hot. I haven't worn a bra in like 3 days and I'm not gonna.
I didn't know that's where you were going to go. I just feel like when the heat is out, when the sun is out, my mood just changes. I just feel so zen.
I feel zen, but then I'm not going to lie, it gets like 5 p.m. I'm like, okay, so the day's done now.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. I am tired. I'm mentally like, I'm
time
good.
For siesta.
Yeah.
Why do I have to still continue doing stuff? It's the end of the day.
The day is done. The day is done.
I'm not even 5. I want to say even earlier than that. Post lunch, I'm like, well.
Yeah, I feel like after eating, like,
time for a nap.
I feel like we're good.
We've had a good day, guys.
Good day. The only time when the heat becomes unbearable is when like you're on the tube and like what happened today. The bead of sweat that dripped down my arm
from someone else.
No, that would be abs. I don't think I would have to have a shower for myself. I was like, oh, I am so hot that I am now profusely sweating and not realizing it. And everyone looked as uncomfortable and so much like, why am I here?
I was dreading, literally at home before I got here, I was like, should I cycle? Because I just don't want to be on the tube. It's so disgusting. And then when I got off the tube to get the train, it was freezing on the train, which I was like, well, it's a nice, juxtaposition.
Yeah.
But I got the tube yesterday, and as I got on the lift, someone else got on the lift, and the smell was so pungent.
Oh,
and I said,
Oh no.
Of all the things to like add to the fact that we're all hot, we're all like irritable because we've been on the train for so long, and then you have the audacity to be stinky as well. Get me, and when now we're trapped in the lift. Get me out of here now. Get me out of here now.
The audacity to not wear deodorant is crazy.
And you know that he knew that it was him because he was not making eye contact with anyone.
Oh no!
And everyone, you could see people like trying to move to be like, well, if I face this way, it's like, no, it has taken up the whole room. I'm starting to think it's on me now. I feel like I've got it on me. That is
horrible. Honestly, it's horrible.
I didn't like that. I didn't enjoy that. So lads, put some deodorant on.
Or just shave.
Or just you know, you can also get spray on deodorant. It doesn't have to be a roll-on one if you don't want to. There's lots of things you can do.
Or just stay at home.
Change your shirt, maybe.
It's true. Wash your shirt.
Washing shirts is good.
Or chuck out the shirts that are dirty. If you have worn your shirt too many times and those Primark ones really are only one wear.
Yeah, they're not the quality is not such.
There. Just chuck it, honestly. But yeah.
You wanted to tell us about a comment that we got.
We got a lovely comment for one of our pods from
one of our lads.
Our lads, yes. It was from But I Am Joy, where she talks about blue therapy. And she said...
Should you gender them if we don't know?
Oh, sorry. Joy.
You're going to have to comment and let us know if we, if we should have... We're going to go with they going forward.
Yeah,
but you let us know.
I'm just going to say Joy. Joy said... Blue therapy definitely felt scripted, but was very entertaining. I hate to say it. Girl, same. Oh,
we watched
they, same.
They,
same. So sorry.
We need to figure out a gender neutral. I personally think girl is gender neutral, if I'm being honest, because I call everyone girl. I call guys girl. But, if I'm talking to a guy and he says something that is worth me saying girl, I'm going to say girl.
But for a guy, are you more inclined to say girl if he was gay?
No.
Okay.
I would, if you say something out of pocket, I'm like, girl.
Okay, true, that's true. You could,
you know.
Yeah.
You could say bitch, but you can't say that word.
No,
so you have to be like, girl. No.
Because that could start a whole heap of trouble.
And like, I really like the phrase go off sis. I'm not going to change it to go off bro. It doesn't work. So if you are a man and you are venting about something and I'm on the sideline, like, go off, sis. Because in this moment, we are sisters.
Yeah, and then he'll be like, okay.
Yeah, and I've had someone say after a couple of times, be like, you know what, go off, sis, back to me. And I said,
oh, okay.
You are getting it. Now we are sisters together.
Okay.
No one has ever been like, don't call me that.
Okay, yeah.
Don't call me that. Ew.
Then you'll be like, all right, go off, bro.
Work king. Which is derogatory.
Yeah, like if you could not tell.
Yeah, and that was not a term of endearment.
Work king, it sounds crazy. Working.
Yeah. But on the blue therapy comment.
Yeah.
So there's a YouTuber that he is a psychologist. He's called Psychology in Seattle is the name of his page. That's not his actual name. But he reviews reality TV shows. Sometimes he does like really like blow by blow reviews of Love is Blind. He'll talk about psychology of the people in the scenes. And he started doing blue therapy and actually stopped and put the reviews behind a paywall because he was like, I do not want to talk about another therapist on YouTube, but her practices are not up to scratch. And I understand. And I want to caveat that by saying all therapists practice, like, there are different types of therapy, right? And it might just be like to my taste that I think I don't agree with the choices that she's made. But I also think at some points what you're doing can be harmful.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to do these reviews
for
the general public because I don't want to encourage the general public to like pick apart this therapist who is a licensed therapist. And so he'd started, and on the video that he'd started with is the one where that guy tells his partner about being made redundant and not working. And his energy towards the guy was much more sympathetic.
Interesting.
Which I found interesting too. And he was like, she's very biased. the therapist is very biased, and she's not digging into like, well, why does he feel the need to do that? Like, what could be behind that? So much as she's like, okay, here's an exercise, go home and like tell your wife all those secrets that you have, which made me be like, oh, I agree that like the show is for entertainment. I feel like the step up from the original Blue Therapy is that they actually got an actual therapist this time.
Not an actress.
Not an actress. But I went back and watched the previous ones, and I do think that they were so much more entertaining, even, which is, I think it might be even worse.
The one with the actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it was.
The girlie who was with the guy who didn't want to eat Nigerian food, and his sister, she didn't like his sister, and he invited the sister to the therapy session
that wasn't Paul, was it?
Yeah, it was Paul.
Oh, no.
The way that he spoke, honestly, even go back, I was like, this poor guy. The idea that you would even... There's so much to be said about Blue Therapy, but for me to actually go on TV and let the world know that you're my partner, and this is how you behave, is crazy.
It is crazy. It was nuts. I think with the first iteration, we just accepted it was entertainment. Like, especially when the storylines got crazy and the therapist, quote unquote, wasn't really doing much to like corral the situation. So you kind of was like, look, this is entertainment. The Netflix one.
Don't forget the Channel 4 one as well, which I also went back to watch.
The Channel 4 one I didn't really watch. I didn't engage with that one.
The Channel 4 one was also quite dramatic, but in that I think it's all about the casting.
Yeah.
And I feel like for Netflix, they had to be a bit more careful.
Yeah.
Not just casting people who are like, oh, my parents come on here and act the damn fool.
Yeah. I think the Netflix one, who is to say that she didn't try and dig a little bit deeper into him? But transparently, it's an entertainment show as well. And Netflix knows that. So when they cut and edit it, they're not going to show us the 2 hours or the hour-long therapy session per couple. So when they edited it, they went into the most triggering parts because like they know that's what's going to cause entertainment and people talk about it. And there's no doubt when we watched that part with the guy that didn't tell his girlfriend about the money, or his fiance about the money, that they picked the point that was going to trigger the audience most. And that was how I was feeling when we were reviewing it. We were like, we're triggered and we're already discounting the guy.
Yeah.
Who is to say that she didn't do her due diligence and trying to understand his backstory? And from a story standpoint, it just wouldn't have been as interesting. Or they want to create a villain because you kind of want to create a villain and a hero in each of these couples, and they kind of position the story to do that.
Yeah.
Even within a reality TV show.
Yeah. I think what you said is spot on about the edit. Like that the Netflix version is edited so well that every episode ended like either on a cliffhanger or like midway through a confession. So it just made you want to
find out more.
Yeah. So it completely was edited for entertainment, but I thought it was interesting to have a therapist get a perspective. And then there was another woman who worked as a therapist, I think, who reviewed that same episode, and she was just like, there's so many red flags here, and to ask them to just go home after something like that's like dropped and be like, well, see you guys next week is kind of like crazy. But obviously, again, go back to what we said, the edit was edited that way. We don't know how long they were in that session. Like the sessions are actually like a psychology hour, a therapy hour is actually 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, it's 50 minutes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought you said 15. I was about to go crazy. Like, how much life can I lay bare in 50 minutes? Yeah.
No, it's 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's a long time for you to... And depending on what was the beginning point of that session and what was the end, it's likely that some unpacking would do. I don't think your therapist would ever send you home if you are mid, like, meltdown, bawling.
Yeah.
Like, that's, I feel like, you know, they have a duty of care to not let you just go out into the world days. So, but I thought that was an interesting thing. And I don't know if you've heard, I haven't heard anything about another season yet.
Oh, no. I don't think, transparently, I don't think it's performed as well.
It should change on Channel 4.
Is it?
It should have stayed on Channel 4. That's the kind of space for a show that messy, you know?
But I feel like if you've been seeing like Netflix's reality slate, especially on the UK side, they have delved into like very cultural, when I say culture, like Black culture, they've delved into some of those aspects in terms of reality dating. And so you've had shows like, what what was that other one? The one with Paul C. Bronson and Amanda Holden.
Oh, cheating.
Yeah, Cheaters.
Or cheat. Yeah, cheat.
that one. That one. You had this Blue Therapy.
I mean, but that wasn't specifically about black.
It wasn't, but I think it's very much like, it's a bit like it's slightly more unorthodox, like dating shows. It's not like it's not a reality competition.
Yeah.
Netflix is definitely trying to take a piece of Channel 4's dating pie, because Channel 4 has like Celebrity Goes Dating, they have Virgin Island, they have all these new, very different, again, unorthodox dating formats that are not like just traditional girl meets guy. Yeah, girl meets guy, they date, and then they play games and see what happens. Like, I think that Channel 4 has been able to do that really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Netflix is trying to get a piece of. And I think that's why they've delved into things like Blue Therapy and Cheats, and probably they'll have a couple more in their slate, I imagine. But I also don't think it's performed as well. So I don't know if we'll get another season.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's gone on quite a journey to get from, YouTube to Channel 4 to Netflix. So
they're doing something right. Like,
maybe they should have just pulled a Pop the Balloon and just kept the rights to continue to do the show, a version of the show on Netflix, and a version of the show on YouTube and let Netflix do whatever Netflix was going to do.
I literally was about to say Pop the Balloon is an example of Netflix trying to delve into the popular culture space, the black popular culture space.
Yeah, but once again,
but mucking it up.
It wasn't. It wasn't black.
No,
that version was it? So it's like that was like a. That's a study within itself.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Sorry to that man.
Should we get on to pop culture news?
Yeah, let's do it, because I think there's some stuff that's very related to this.
So, talking of reality TV shows,
on Channel 4.
And Channel 4, one of the shows that obviously has been a big subject of review for this podcast, Married at First Sight, UK specifically, which I think is interesting.
Exactly. Because, I mean, we could do a deep dive on Australia,
which I think is a much darker series.
Yeah,
and actually, I don't watch Australia for that reason.
No.
I just think there's too much backstabbing and darkness on that show for me.
And we have to remember that if you watch the first season of Married at First Sight UK, which I did, I don't know if you did.
I saw an earlier season,
It was so tame.
Yeah, it was like 6 episodes.
6 episodes, so like super, super tame. It really followed the format of people get married at first sight, where you meet your partner at the altar, you follow them as they go on honeymoon, live together, and then they make the decision at the end. The biggest scandal on that show in series 1 was one of the guys was on a dating app. That was the biggest scandal for series 1. And then they saw the success of Australia and was like, oh no, we need to ramp up this format. And that's how we got Married at First Sight, or what we used to have with Married at First Sight UK.
So last week? Was it last week?
It was a couple weeks ago.
No, I think it was last week.
Oh, with the actual documentary. Oh, yes. Yeah.
So last week, Panorama announced, the BBC Panorama, oh God, I can say this. BBC Panorama announced that they were doing an episode on Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
And they had ex-castmates on the show talking about their experiences of being on the show. All of whom were women.
Yeah.
But only one of them decided to not be anonymous.
Yeah.
And that was Shona.
Yeah.
Who was on series 8, which we reviewed.
We did.
And she spoke about the fact that she had told production that she had very specific, she had only consented to having sex with Brad using protection. And at one point, she found out that he'd had sex with her without using protection.
Yeah.
And production kind of was like, okay, I'm not really sure what you want us to do about that. And when it spoke to him, but that wasn't what ended up taking them off the show.
No.
But that was what was happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
On screen for us to see was a controlling relationship.
Yeah.
And eventually that's why they ended up leaving. But now I'm like, you can kind of connect the dots, right?
Yeah.
Because his behavior wasn't violent. People have been removed from the show. Usually people are removed from the show if they've done something aggressive.
Yeah.
They come to their house and tell them to break up.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
And when they're like, no, they're like, right, then you guys got to go. Like, we're not going to continue to facilitate this relationship. They stay together for another 6 weeks. But Shona had gone to production and said, this thing has happened. I don't necessarily feel safe with this person. And production had kind of left the ball in her court at every time. And then the production company's response to Shona's claims was that she didn't leave.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, she didn't leave is basically implying that she said that the whole thing was consensual. So
Yes.
it wasn't like basically no one was concerned, and they done their quote unquote protocols, and so everything is fine. They've done their due diligence. They went to go help her get the morning after pill.
Yeah,
which is, again,
you don't
crazy.
think that is something that in itself is quite telling? If I was okay or whatever I experienced wasn't that bad, can I not take myself to the pharmacy? Like, something, doesn't feel a little bit off to you? Anyway, they, even during their run, because I feel like for the next season she turns up to a reunion or something with a new partner and it's someone else who had been on the show before.
Yes.
And everyone was very excited and she was like, yeah, now that I can see my relationship with Brad was like really toxic, blah, blah. No one's kind of heard from Brad again. He's sort of disappeared. Yeah. His lawyers are saying, he had no idea that this had happened, and insists that everything was consensual, and that. But there is a slip up in his statement where he's like, she did say she didn't want to have sex without protection.
Yeah.
But he just assumed it was fine. It's like, no, the problem is I think a lot of people are not aware of the fact that, like, taking off a condom during sex, pretending that you're wearing a condom during sex is a sexual offence.
Yeah.
It's called stealthing.
Yeah.
It is a form of sexual assault.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what you have.
Yeah.
And I didn't consent to have sex with your bare, raw penis. Yeah. If you pass on an STD to me now, what can I do? I
learned more about that through Michaela Cole's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna destroy you. That's the first time I learned that was could be and is deemed an offence. Yeah.
2 other women spoke about their experiences. One described a physically abusive relationship, and one where she was physically assaulted. Yeah. Physically and sexually assaulted. Yeah. Another one spoke about the fact that she was essentially urged and coerced into having sex. And if we're talking about Shona as well, I think there was a level of coercion that we saw on the show that must have translated to their sexual experience. Because at one point on the show, he talks about the experts ask about their sex life, and he says, oh, I feel like I'm opening Shona up to all these new experiences.
Yes, I do remember that.
And she's never experienced these things before, and I'm here to lead her in a way that felt like, we're not hearing from Shona, I'm really excited to try new things. So much more than it sounds like you have made her do these things. I think he even says, like, I've opened her eyes to things she would never have done before.
Yeah, or I'm allowing her to, basically I'm controlling her. Yeah.
So,
and I remember that series in particular about, like, when she first joined, well, when we first were introduced to her, she was so lively and bubbly. And throughout the course of that series, she became smaller and smaller and just diminutive. By the time she left, she was almost like a shadow of herself. Yeah. And you had this, like, Brad always talking for her, and she was just like mute. And that was worrying and scary. And the thing is, the Shona and Brad thing, that was scary. We've seen scarier. Yeah. Explicitly scarier. And to know that that's what happened to her when we were like, he may be a bit controlling, and that was the fear, but actually there was more happening behind the scenes. How about the ones where it was explicitly like, this is a very toxic relationship? What the heck was happening behind closed doors? We wouldn't know.
So I made a note of some of the couples that, like, we talked about maybe on their seasons, where we had maybe speculated or thought something was up. And as soon as I watched the documentary, I thought of Grace and Ashley. I thought about the story that Grace told about being in the bathroom and Ashley, like, taking a knife to undo the lock so he could come in and say, you're my wife, so I get to see you on the toilet.
Yeah. I thought of Alex and that guy, Holly.
Yeah.
His aggression. I'm so sorry to say. And, He was just explicitly aggressive in the way that he spoke to her and the way that he behaved with her, and then also with everyone else.
With
as well.
everyone else.
Actually, every other woman.
Yeah. With the Grace Ashley thing, I think, you know, I went back and listened to some of our reviews previously, and I was very loud about the fact that I was like, something's not right here for me. Like, I don't feel like we're getting the full story here. And when they left the show, and then Grace has never been back to reunion.
No,
we've not heard from her since. We've not heard from Ashley. She won't be in the same room with this man. And at the time, I think because the show made a point to include in the edit, like, Grace is so difficult, isn't she? She's so particular. That even what we're hearing in that final interaction where she's telling the experts what happened, there was a part of us, it feels like we're supposed to even question whether or not that happened, even though they go to Ashley and he says that he did it. Oh, but I did it as a joke. The fact of the matter is, these are two strangers, right? And as much as everyone wants to be like, well, you knew what you signed up for when you came on the show, safety should actually be paramount because you're putting two strangers together. You should be DBS checking people. You should not be allowing someone who is on bail for domestic violence to partake in the series because innocent until proven guilty. You are putting people in danger, and you're specifically putting women in danger. And I'm not saying that there hasn't been instances of men being in danger, because I actually also think there is. But obviously, the issue is inherently the format of the show. And it's the same thing we have talked about time and time again when we talk about the show, which is, isn't it crazy that you are to meet and marry on the same day to someone you have no clue about? You don't have your phones.
No.
It's not like you can do your own research. And then you're going off on holiday with this person that you think, and I feel like I can imagine people feeling like, because there's a camera crew, they're protected. But if you watch the America's Next Top Model documentary, that girlie was raped with the camera crew in the room. Like, the camera crew, apparently, you're holding a camera, you're no longer a person. You are no longer there, you cannot help, you're just a camera. Some other couples I actually thought of Julia Ruth and Devani. Specifically the conversation where she had said, I don't want to talk about our sex, and then he'd come on camera and said, well, everyone's calling me a dickhead, but you've not told everyone we're having sex. And I'm not trying to vindicate her in any way, shape or form, but he did that without her consent. And you could argue, well, she was talking shit about him. Like, absolutely. But she didn't go out there and say, well, we fucked and this, that and the other.
True.
She might not have wanted to share that on camera in the way that, and we're talking about Perfect Match later, Hashim telling... Again, it's a violation, and it has made me look at that situation differently. And again, I don't think Julia Ruth is a saint by any means, but there is clearly... Devani did not feel protected or supported, and neither did she. And then all of that was just filmed for us to watch and then villainize this person. Sasha and Ross from Series 9. So Ross was deaf, and Sasha was like, she had big hair.
Oh, I think I remember.
But the most important thing in that scenario was there was an incident where Ross got so mad he threw a plate at the wall.
Oh, did they kick him off?
He had a daughter. No, they did not kick him off.
Sasha and Ross. So I just...
He did not have a daughter. Oh, sorry, he did have a daughter. They did not kick him off.
Oh, yes.
He had bouts of aggression, and they allowed Sasha to remain in that situation. Nobody steps in and said, we're not doing this. Which is what they should have done. But, drama for drama's sake. It's entertaining.
And she's just like, I kind of got used to it. It's almost like she was not pandering to it, but it's like
realistically, what was she supposed to... All she can say is, I don't want to do this. Understand that the producers are desperately telling them not to leave as well. No,
of course.
In the documentary, in the Panorama documentary, they conveniently never mentioned that. They're like, well, the girls could have left if they didn't feel safe. You're acting like producers aren't sitting there saying, this is going to look really bad if you go now.
True.
You need your 5 minutes of redemption. What you should do is stay until the ceremony, stay until this, stay until that. if you are giving them good TV, they will not allow you to leave.
Yeah.
Don't think it's that simple.
Yeah.
Adam and Polly.
That's the one he's the one that had.
No, Polly was Adam and Polly is Narcissus. But Polly dashing the drink in her face. Polly several times in that. So that's a version of this one talking where the man is being like, as much as we're like, okay, men are not victims. Some people might not see men as victims. That man did not sign up for a show to be verbally and or physically assaulted by his wife. That's not what he signed up for.
Yeah.
And if people cannot control themselves, why would you have? And you would know this because you guys apparently do psych evals.
Oh yeah.
You do psych evals when you cast these people.
I'm telling you transparently, I do not believe the vetting. The vetting is so light. And I think if the story is strong enough, they will bat an eye. They wouldn't even bat an eye if something was flagged in the vetting, in the psych evals, in the DBS checks. Maybe, okay, if they had a criminal record, maybe that would be like, oh, no, we can't bring them on board. But I feel that they'd be more likely to be like, well, it's only this, if it was like a few things that came up that could be potentially red flags, or if they had written text, tweets that were problematic in the past. I think they will overlook it if they're going to get a good story. Honestly.
Yeah. Amy and Luke. So interestingly, I actually saw a video from Sasha this morning talking about the Panorama documentary. She was like, the problem is the fans. Like, the problem is you guys. You guys are watching you're watching the Panorama documentary now and being like, wow, this is terrible. Like, can't believe these women were in this situation. But when Amy was saying that she was uncomfortable by the way that Luke was making sexual advances towards her.
Yeah.
On their season, all of the fans were like, oh, he's being hilarious. Why can't you take a joke? She says, you wrote me a letter saying you wanted to, what was it, harass my bumhole, whatever it was. And we all laughed and found that really funny. But nobody took into consideration that perhaps it wasn't funny. And actually, she kept saying, it's not funny for me.
Yeah.
I don't find this funny. And again, the edit is super helpful because they give Luke a lot of space to be this charming, funny guy, that we're willing to see things from Luke's perspective and consider Amy to be this like uptight bitch who doesn't get a joke, not thinking that like if someone is saying stuff like that to you on a regular basis and then you're having to spend night on your own with that person, that might build up a sense of like, I'm not safe.
Yeah.
Another person, we already talked about Alex and Holly.
Yeah.
Alex should never been on the show.
No. Absolutely not.
Luke and Jay from the previous season, so that's series 8. Luke and Jay ended up being removed from the show because Luke attacked another.
That was
he attacked the Scottish girl and her partner
when they had a fight at the house. Yeah, because I was like, there was one where I remember there was actually a physical fight, and that's the only time where I remember like they've been taken away. But during the documentary, when Shona flagged that her and Brad were asked to leave, I kept on doing a flashback of all the couples that did that kind of like, the next scene where the flat is empty and it's like, oh, so-and-so have left. That made me think about now, what is the reason behind them leaving? Because there was another girl last season as well. She just left.
So I don't know if you remember season 6. Like, this is a bit of a pull for us, but we actually did cover that as well.
Yeah.
There was a girl called Nikita and she was in a relationship with this like light-skinned mixed race guy called Anthony. She was removed from the show because she was aggressive.
I remember her. I do remember her. Yeah, I do remember her.
So that's what, in the past 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons that we've just mentioned, there have been at least 2 couples removed.
Yeah.
3 or 4 couples that were massive red flags, not in a fun, jokey way, in a genuine way where even us as reviewers were like, get these people away from each other.
Yeah.
And this is the stuff that we were able to see with our own eyes.
Did we say George and April? That's the one I also thought about.
No.
George and April was from this guy. From 20... I don't know if you remember. From
my God.
2022.
Yes.
This is taking it back. And it was at the end of the show, that's when we realised he had a charge against him. She said that April, the wife, said that she had like trauma and she had to go to therapy. Shortly before the show ended, George was arrested on suspicion of harassment and controlling coercive behaviour made by several of his ex-girlfriends. And he had a child. I remember that he was like a single father, but I remember him having a charge around him for problematic behavior. And that was the one I also thought of.
You
And I think she pressed charges as well.
The production could get away with saying he never disclosed that information. It's on you actually to go the extra mile, because you're putting. And we talked about this kind of loosely when we were talking about another reality show recently where we were talking about them, like, I can't remember what show it was specifically, but the comment that I had made to you is like, reality TV is lawless, right? In the way that I can't remember. Was
it not Love Is Blind?
No, it was when you were talking about was there something Taylor Frankie?
Oh, Bachelorette. Yeah.
And we were talking about like what an insane situation to have filmed an entire series and have to bin it. Yeah. MAFS is now in the exact same situation.
Channel 4 deleted the whole series off the platform before the documentary came out. They knew that.
They've just filmed a series. Yeah, that's unlikely to air probably. No. But in the same way to the Bachelor thing, it feels crazy because as a person who's worked in the industry, as people who've worked in the industry, we know how much money these things cost. But because they have managed to get away with so much for so long, like, the stuff we've named have been on multiple series. Yeah. So off the back of removing people off the Brad and Shona thing, you had 2 more seasons after that.
Oh yeah.
No one batted an eyelid. No one would have said nothing. We would just Shona would have just been living her life, being like, what an insane thing that happened to you that nobody ever acknowledged. And we would have continued to review the show, being like, this show is crazy actually, and it puts people in unsafe situations. But I guess that's the show. Yeah. And now, there's someone shining a spotlight on it, and there are all of these cracks. And everyone wants to be like,
we didn't know about this.
I didn't know. Channel 4 asked their comment, they were like, well, we trusted that the production company. Everyone's just, you, because I thought you had, and in 2026, for you to not be prepared for shit to hit the fan is crazy to me. And for you guys to really think you're going to be able to get past by going, wasn't you supposed to check the...
Yeah, isn't it your responsibility?
I thought he said that he was going to check. Someone will check. Whether someone's gonna.
But I think working in the industry, it is so easy as the broadcaster or the commissioner to be like, well, the production company.
Immediately.
And the production company, but like, we didn't get the pressure. The pressure we received was make the TV show, get a good story, and make ratings.
MAFS does incredibly well for Channel 4.
Like, there's no doubt about it. It's a show that is stripped nightly. For almost 6 weeks, 4 days
a week.
Yeah, for almost 6. There was that last one felt like it went
2 months,
eternity. Yeah, they've seen the formula with Love Island, because the Panorama documentary didn't mention Love Island, because after the multiple suicides from cast members and the unfortunate death of Caroline Flack, that's when more regulations start to come in. But why does it always have to go to the absolute extreme before regulations are put in, before there's more is more stringent, is that the word?
Yeah.
On how we vet contestants and cast. And I think the whole idea of reality TV and why it's seen as, quote, not easy, is because it's not easy. It is a cheaper alternative to drama and fiction. Fiction, drama, and that genre that we know is expensive. It is easier to produce, and it allows you to fill your schedules where you know that you only have 1 or 2 slots for huge dramas or huge he was saying content, it's not content, or fiction, that's the wrong word. Huge fiction titles. Scripted, that's it. Huge scripted shows, you only have a few slots, and that's where the rest of your schedule gets filled up with reality or with unscripted. I think because it feels it's less stringent. Yeah, it's less stringent. I think everyone's like, well, we can just kind of get away with it.
They want you to some extent. Like, to your point, it's cheaper to make and the reason why it's cheaper to make is like you don't get insurance like you do for a drama show, right? These actors value their lives. They're not going to let you throw them out of a building and not have some kind of safety net to do that. These regular people, on the other hand, they don't know that they can be like, excuse me, if I break my arm on this, who's going to pay my bills? I have a job, I have kids I look after.
Like Sorby. You signed up for this.
You signed up.
You're gonna get fame through social media and brand deals.
Exposure, clout.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what reality TV has been gets to hide behind in a way that drama doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, these are regular people who know what they sign up for. They know what they sign up for. They know what they don't know what they sign up for. Though that's the thing. I'm not trying to take agency away from decisions that are made, because as people keep pointing out, oh, but you stayed on the show. Oh, but you stayed on the show. But these people think they know what they are going to get out of this, and you don't have a clue. No. I'm telling you, the majority of people don't even necessarily understand that actors aren't even really the characters that they're playing. So how do you think they're going to understand that they're on a show, but the show is also real? Yeah. They're real, but none of this is real.
No, because they only realise when they watch a show and realise, oh, I've been given the villain edit.
That's not me.
That's not me. I've been completely given the villain edit. That's what kind of happened in the American Sex Model doc as well, where the woman was like, I thought I was doing all good in the competition, went to watch a show, realised I'm the villain. How? Through editing. And I know definitely I have flagged people that have tried to use production as a flag for bad behaviour. Because some people have behaved badly on TV and then blamed production and editing for how they were portrayed. We have acknowledged that, but it is not right. It's still not right to say, it's still not right for production to behave in certain ways that are purposely impacting the mental health, purposely impacting the safety of the cast.
Production is manipulation.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And when something's scripted, we like that.
Yeah.
Because what their producers are doing is they're picking the outfits, they're picking the seat, they're setting the dress, they're choosing actors, all of that. That manipulation is tick, tick, we love that. We never think about the fact, and again, you wouldn't unless you have been behind the scenes or if you've watched the series Unreal, which I thought about when I was watching this as well.
Yeah.
These producers will tell you whatever they need to tell you to get you to do what you need to do. Why did we have that thing with Belle from Love Island saying, production asked me to go up to him and tell him that. Production did this, production did that. Because production is controlling. They're not allowed to speak to each other when they're not being filmed.
Oh yeah, true. That I remember the people saying that, we're put into either separate sections.
Yeah, you eat separately.
Because we don't want you to chat too much. And even when they have their away days, where they have some days where they're off, they're not allowed to talk about what happened on the show.
They're not allowed to talk about what happened on the show. If the ITV thing hadn't happened, the alcohol has been deliberately given to you in order for you to crash out.
Yeah.
And for them to catch it on camera, like, that is production. It is manipulation. It is creating a scene. And as much as, like, you did say what you said. They can't, only now that we're getting AI that you can probably put words in people's mouths. You probably did say what you said, but they can take it out of context. And they can splice it anyhow they want to and present you how they want to present you.
Exactly. How many times have we even seen that? How many shows that we've watched and reviewed where we're like, this doesn't even sound like a cohesive sentence?
No.
I remember watching an interview with, going back to my Bachelor lore, as people know, I love Bachelor. I was watching an interview with Rachel Lindsay, who was the first Black Bachelorette, and she said that on her series, there was, before she did Bachelorette, she was a contestant on The Bachelor with Nick Viall. That Nick Viall from Viafiles, he was a Bachelor. She said that there was an incident, or a couple of incidents, where she was profusely drunk, like slobbery drunk, and they probably got some of it on camera, but they never used it, because they wanted her to be the next Bachelorette. And I think she always said, like, they almost saved her edit because they already knew what they wanted for her. They already knew that she was going to be chosen as the Bachelorette, because they knew that Nick wasn't going to choose her. And then that's how they formed it. So they, like, production can give it, but also take it away in a sense. And they can form any story they want to create it. I think when I think about something like what's going on in Summer House, which we'll talk about soon, the reason why that is so interesting is that is outside of production. The controversy, the relationship that's happened.
Yeah, they didn't have to produce.
They didn't have to produce. I mean, but that being said, the reunion was edited impeccably. Like the way they edited the reunion, even with the leaked audio, because again, that was actually a really great opportunity to see something authentic. Like, this is an authentic relationship, authentic controversy. Someone leaked the audio from the reunion. So actually, we knew what was going to happen. So I know we're moving on. I feel like we're segueing into it, but I think that allows you to understand that there is some realness to it, which we don't get a lot of at the moment with reality TV.
Before we do segue, I just want to say, to wrap on that MAFS thing, I think, you know, we as people that watch these shows, I think properly flag when we think something is not right, but that goes as far as these reviews and talking to each other, right? As long as people are watching it, that behavior can continue as is. And the fact that they've pulled the show is very interesting to me, because they could have just let this play out in terms of like, let's see if people actually are that disgusted. Let's see if people actually do care about the contestants, because as Sasha pointed out in her TikTok, you guys don't really care about them. You are seduced by the edit. Like, you are. Every season we are seduced by the edit. And the people come out and try and tell us their version. We're like, oh, don't want to hear it. You was crazy. You moved crazy. That's the end of it. And as long as that's the case, MAFS probably could have ridden this scandal out, because the majority of people that watch MAFS probably aren't watching Panorama, for being honest. I think Channel 4 pulling it makes sense for Channel 4, because they knew they wouldn't hear the end of it. Like, how can you call yourself a progressive liberal channel when you're airing something that is reductive? But you was already doing it.
Oh, they did it for years.
You aired, as we were saying earlier, you aired the Australian version, which is even more reductive. There was a scene, I didn't watch, like I said, I don't watch it, but there was a scene this season where somebody broke up with their partner, was somehow allowed to come to the like meal thing that they had, and just dragged
each person
chose 2 women in particular to drag and bully and insult, and they aired that whole thing and they let that woman do it. And in their head they're thinking, well, it's not us, it was her, she said all that shit.
Of course. No, the Australian one, I want them to they need to do a deep dive. It's not going to be 30 minutes. I was kind of surprised with the 30-minute Panorama episode. I thought it was going to be a bit longer. And that was a bit of a small critique to it, because I definitely felt it could have gone deeper, but maybe that was all they had. Like, truncated. When something finished, it's like, oh, okay, well, Channel 4 said this. I'm like, huh? The documentary's ended? Like, I wanted to go into more detail. I think with the Australia one, you have enough material to be able to go deep dive, because Australia is what inspired the UK. Australia gave the license and the agency for Channel 4 to be like, well, we can push the button because of ratings. The Australian one did incredibly well. And I think some of that was the COVID effects, because I think it came out during COVID. It was very much a guilty pleasure. We always said that whatever's going on in the water in Australia means everything feels so heightened and crazier. And I think it's just they have just looser regulations when it comes to reality. Like, they're able to get away with it. I think the UK was like, well, we can do that. We can do that better.
Yeah, I hope, off the back of this, if something, it will be like ITV, where there'll be an inquiry, and then the recommendations will be made, and MAFS will come back on TV. How long that will take, and whether something else might come in and fill the vacuum, because I honestly don't think Love Island, I feel like Love Island definitely suffered for the changes that were made to support a better situation for the Love Islanders, and even still those Islanders come out and are like,
it wasn't.
It's kind of fucked what they're doing to us in there. So maybe the wider question is, how do you make these kind of reality TV shows that are about people that doesn't inherently exploit those people?
But annoyingly, and it's like, it's a paradox. It's like, is a paradox is the right thing? It's like, if it's not safe for the contestants, if it's safe for the contestants, is it boring TV?
And that's why we have. And that's why we have competition shows, right? Because you have to build stakes somewhere else. The stakes can't be just, oh, I'm about to see my ex who I broke up with the other day, and we have bad blood, but also I'm dating someone new, but that's really fresh and kind of fragile. You can't do that. You can't do that. Or maybe is it like A Made in Chelsea, which is like, this is probably 50% scripted.
True. True.
Maybe that's how you protect the people. It's not like there aren't people out there that would be happy to play a part. It's not like there aren't people out there that would be happy to play the villain on these shows. but as we pointed out before, a person who wants to do that is never a good version of that thing.
No.
You want your hero to not even know that that's what they were coming on here to be, and you want your villain to not know that they're coming on here to be that either.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a relevant question. It's honestly a question that I don't know how you answer. I think reality, as we've said time and time again across this podcast, reality TV is exploitative.
Oh yeah, that's the aim of it. That's the reason that reality TV became as popular as it is. However, there's definitely over the last year, and I know we talked about it, and maybe you listeners probably could tell the sentiment where we have felt that there has been a shift in reality in general. And I definitely, and I can't speak for you, but I'm assuming you may have felt the same, that I felt that we were going into some real decline with reality TV.
Yes.
And it may get to a point where the reality TVs of the popular reality TVs will end, and what will fill that gap? Because they still need to have TV to fill in the gaps what you have from scripted, because again, we're getting even fewer scripted content or fewer titles. But when you're seeing the things like Love and Hip Hop is ending, some other show. I mean, I'm now doing I'm going to the lore of other reality TV shows that we grew up on. But when you're starting to see that some of these shows are closing shop, you're like, okay, reality TV is changing. The question is, what is the new era and new phase for reality TV? Because I think what's happening with MAFS, what we've been seeing with Love Island, the new season's coming out soon, but I heard it's more like games. Is it more of a games feature versus what we know with reality TV now? Perfect Match, we're going to talk about that later, about to me, that also was a bit of a shift this season, or more of a shift in terms of the contestants. I am intrigued to see what the next phase of reality TV looks like. But you're right. Then, with whatever shift there will be, for it to be on broadcast UK television, more regulations, more vetting needs to be put in place, and the broadcasters are waking up. The fact that Channel 4 removed those series, they know why they removed it. It's not just
because we would go back and watch the evidence.
Exactly, we'll watch the evidence. You will have reviewers like us who have the deep divers on the TikToks and the YouTubes and every single platform who will pull it out. They will basically make it like America's Next Top Model. When just get Gen Z on it. Get some Gen Zs on doing a deep dive and a deep lore into MAFS, and that will be the end of it. And then they will have to do another documentary, and you'll have Paul C. Bronson going, well, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an exec, so I can't tell you anything about that.
Yeah, come on.
Pass the buck.
Yeah.
You were happy to use a show to launch your own career off it.
Right.
So.
And I think I do like Paul. I do like him. But
there's no way they don't know.
Well, I mean,
for the Shona stuff, there's no the Shona thing in particular. I think is it's really hard to get around that.
Yeah,
because you were part of telling her to leave the show.
Yeah,
so there's no way that you didn't know. And maybe he would argue, oh yeah, it was my expertise was what told the producers she's got to go. You cannot keep her in this situation. Who knows? But I don't know.
There was a shift in Marriage at First Sight when experts were there. The experts were actors, similar to almost the reverse of Blue Therapy, where we were having YouTube version as actor acting as a therapist, Netflix version being a real therapist but had actor tendencies. I feel like there was a shift where these experts, quote unquote, and I do love them, rest in peace, Mel, with the experts, even though they came with really sound advice, they were now just deemed for entertainment. They were there to have their moment.
And again, this is all recorded in our previous episodes. It's weird. It's kind of like the topic has come up in the exam that we revised for in this situation. But you will hear us talking about how in this last season, the experts all but just sat there.
Yeah, true.
They had nothing to contribute to any of the conversation. All of the stuff that was like Nelly and Stephen and him calling her a fucking idiot, and they just said, "Okay, yeah." Are you guys really? You collectively, the three of you, going to sit here and tell me, had your partner been calling you a fucking idiot, you two would be married to this day?
Yeah,
you would not.
No.
Why are we telling? Why are you being like, oh? But the thing is, Stephen,
it's the influence of the producers. I have to believe. I have to hope that. I have to hope that that's the case. I think about the documentary around The Biggest Loser. And and I actually really enjoyed that documentary. That's the kind of documentary that's going to do a lore into a at that time very problematic reality show and give you the background.
I mean, at the time it wasn't problematic, isn't that the problem? True. At the time it was like, yay!
I want to be The Biggest Loser. But yeah, what was interesting was that there was a point when the expert, the doctor, was like, I don't want to be part of the show. And I think the producer just said, like, suck it up and you're going to have to do it. And the doctor every season will give advice on what needs to be done. And we're like, yeah, cool. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your advice, but we're going to do what we need to do. So,
it'll be interesting to see how this story develops. Like, it might just fade into the background now. And like, but I feel like the Panorama documentary came out and it was a big splash.
Yeah.
I was seeing it in all of the like industry trades. I was seeing normal people talking about it. I was seeing TikToks about it. So like, hopefully it doesn't just like sink to the bottom of our fast-paced news schedule. Yeah. But like, again, I think Channel 4 taking the show off the platform is indicative of the fact that they know that they can't just sort of sweep this under the rug.
Yeah. Oh no. And the things that I don't even know if I'm like that excited to watch if they come back again. Would I even want to watch it, knowing everything? I mean, we knew the stuff we knew then, but now knowing how insidious it was behind the scenes and what Channel 4 and CPL and whoever was involved in the production side, what they did, makes me go, why do I want to even pay them with my attention?
Yeah.
With my time.
And is it ironic of us to be at this stage saying that when we have in previous episodes said they're doing stuff that's making the show unwatchable? Yeah. They're putting people in situations that's making the show unwatchable. I can't remember, there was something that just came to my head, but we talked about like, this is not entertaining anymore. Yeah. It's not even insightful. No. It doesn't even feel like it's a show that's genuinely trying to help people find love. No. Because that was it. We were talking about how like it felt like last season they were just deliberately pairing people up with like their exact opposites, exactly who they didn't want. Yeah. And it had become so transparent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And at least in the earlier seasons, it felt like either they were better at doing it or they were like slightly more guarded and were like, okay, we'll do it for like one or two couples, but the rest we're going to try and match for real. Yeah. And then in this last season, it was just like,
let's just go for like, honestly,
chaos. Yeah. And who's still together? Not one. Oh, save that couple with the guy and the woman.
Okay, that one.
One couple. So
wasn't the season before like no couples? Like, it's the success rates of these shows anyway. Like Love Is Blind is another example. Actually, look, it's been hit or miss. Some seasons they've really hit out the park, but now some of these couples that were success stories are now divorcing now. So Chelsea and what's his face, Kwame.
But Love Is Blind is another one that we pointed out. It and the decline of Love Is Blind was so has been so much starker. Even so, you guys are not even trying.
No. When they do a deep lore, I feel like I've said this before. They will do a documentary on Love Is Blind. May not be now.
There are a perfect example. There are allegations already attached to Love Is Blind series of people saying that their partners tried to kill them, their partners assaulted them, and their partners abused them. Yeah, and the show is still being made. Yeah. So clearly, sometimes we don't care about women's safety or the safety of people on television because we've decided you made the mistake of going on TV in the first place, so you get what you get. You know?
I don't know.
A bit of a weird segue now. Well, not weird segue because we're about to talk about Summer House, which I guess is a reality TV show again where, you know, are we going to 10 years from now look back at this moment and be like, that was handled really badly, they shouldn't have done all of that so publicly, they're clearly not okay, or are we going to stand by it as like one of the greatest reunion moments ever to happen? Yeah. Like, the housewife reunions still stand up as memes, so why not?
It is crazy to think about. And even the whole scandal Vanderpumps Rules, which I was never that invested in I don't think I've ever watched it, but we all knew about the scandal. Like, you didn't need to watch the show to understand. Summer House is really interesting because I only really started watching it 2 seasons ago, and I mainly because of Sierra and her relationship with Wes. I'm sorry.
You mentioned it on the the last time we spoke.
And it was intriguing to see like how their relationship grew, and then just abruptly ended right at the end of that summer because Wes figured out how popular. Like,
sorry, I thought I could hear a noise. It was literally just ringing in my
ears. Wes realized how popular he was with Sierra, or how popular Sierra was, transparently. But he also realized because the show was so popular, he was a new guy. His DMs were getting blasted, and he was like, "Well, I don't really need Sierra. I want to break it off." And I'm going to even go on a New York Times and tell them that I don't want to be in a relationship with her. Mind you, Sierra is someone that is very much traditionally minded in terms of how she sees relationships. She wants to have, like, she's not here for, like, the hit and quit it, for just sleeping around. She's, like, made that very clear. She had a relationship with another guy on, I don't think it was on Summer House, it was on Winter House. His name was Austin. He embarrassed her. He called her a Jezebel, which is just, I think, racist, basically. And said that she was basically gagging for it. Like, she was like fully embarrassed by the whole relationship. She didn't want to be embarrassed by another white man, and then she got into a relationship with the West. Fast forward, now I think it's been like almost 2 years now since the summer before, the summer after they broke up. She had been very, very distant with West. Like, she would like be kind and cordial because they're all in the house together, all doing summer together. And for context, I think we've talked about Summer House. Is a show where a group of friends hang out in a house during the summer, every weekend during the summer at Martha's Vineyard. That's the premise of the show. The earlier seasons is predominantly white. It's not as diverse. It only starts to get more diverse from when Sierra joined. The last season, the most recent season, had like a really lovely cast. I really loved them, and it felt more diverse. That's a side note, just to give you context. So after Sierra and West broke up, she was very, very distant. And this summer and this season, she started to warm up more to West. I think it's still very clear that she had like lingering feelings for him. He also equally was very flirty with her, like super, super flirty. Like the one time they were playing games and he just couldn't stop touching her, and she's just looking at the camera going, "What is this? Like, why is he trying this?" At the end of the whole season, they kiss. And then we're left as the audience thinking maybe the door is open because they reconcile. She says that, he's her favorite person, that she really missed him. And they kind of like end up just going back to being very flirty, potentially friends, this kind of weird dynamic. So as the audience, we're thinking, oh, maybe they're going to get back together because he seems to be really interested. Even when West's friend called Jessie was interested in Sierra, West was feeling a certain type of way. So all that to say, from a viewer perspective, from just the season we watched, we thought potentially there may be a relationship. It's all good. On the other hand, Amanda and Kyle is the leader of Summer House. The show started and it was surrounded the show was surrounded around him and his life and his friends that will go on summer together. He has a relationship with Amanda. They got married basically on the show. They've been together for almost 10 years. Their relationship was just breaking down throughout the whole of the last couple of seasons, but particularly this season, to the point where he was like, he basically swore at her at the dinner table, was shouting at her. He was getting frustrated, saying that they hadn't had sex in years. Found her very, very like standoffish when he wants to have like conversations about where their marriage is going. And transparently, he even said, and he had said post the show, that he expected to get the villain edit from the season because he was not a great husband. Like, it's very, very clear. He was not a great husband. The way he spoke to her, really just mean, really, really mean. But then everyone loves him because he's also very charismatic. There's so many other things that can be said about with Kyle. But now we get to this year. rumors started to fly that Amanda and West were getting really close. And now, as with the rumors were happening, the show was running. And of course, the producers are starting to edit things to really highlight the moments in the summer before where they were really close. So sometimes he would hug her really tight, and the way that the interaction just felt weird, especially between a married woman and a friend. And Wes is also very close friends with Kyle as well. So everyone's like, this is a bit weird, like the way his dynamic with her. He would always go and comfort her after she's had a fight with Kyle. So there was those rumors. They denied it. They're like, nah, nothing happened. He went on watch. They both went on watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and both denied it. They're like, no, nothing's happening. All good. She's single. But when people asked him directly, West himself couldn't answer it directly. He was just like, she's single. Okay, are you dating her? She's single. So all that happened. Even members of the cast, like Sierra, reached out to Amanda and asked, like, I'm hearing these rumors. Is this happening? And she was like, no, nothing at all. It's crazy for you to think that. You know, the fans are psycho. They may just see me with West, but nothing's happening. Come to find out at the end of March, they released a joint statement saying, our feelings have grown. We don't know what's happening here, but our feelings have blossomed. We did not expect to hurt anyone. They didn't really like explicitly announce they were in a relationship. It kind of like saying that they had feelings for each other. And it's like a situationship. Like they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know. But that's how they announced it to the world. And then the reunion happened 3 weeks later. It was filmed 3 weeks later. And that's what we have now just seen part one of. Between the time when they announced their situationship and the reunion, all the cast members started to, say their thoughts of like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. This is crazy. Sierra didn't really do much announcements or posting. There was a famous picture of her on like a New York street, like sitting down and basically in tears and girl, get up. But she was distraught. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Sierra and West weren't really a thing. Like, okay, it wasn't a super long relationship. It was probably a couple of months. But she met his family. They were super, super close in terms of like having an initial friendship that blossoming into something romantic. They had sex, which like she kind of flagged that was something that she would not really do unless she was like super connected to someone. And for her, it was a real relationship. And he also counts Sierra as an ex as well. So there's all those arguments as well. Plus, Sierra was also Amanda's closest friend in the house, and she would always support Amanda, especially with Kyle. Like, the way Kyle was treating her, Sierra would always uplift Amanda, going like, you can do better than this. I find Summer House and the cast quite incestuous. Like, they're so involved in everyone's lives. Because there was getting to the point where Sierra was like advising Amanda to separate with Kyle or just take a month away from him to see whether they can live like in a bit more harmony and then date each other again. And I was like, girl, you're getting too involved. But because she cares so much for Amanda. So of course there's a betrayal. Like, you're messing around with my ex, even though it was a short period of time. You're starting a romantic, emotional connection with someone that has basically played around with Sierra for quite a few years now. Some of it out of resentment, I think people believe, because we're now even seeing audio where Wes was doing a podcast and someone asked him, oh, who would you fire from Summer House? And he said Sierra, because, it would take away the awkwardness of being around the house, because Sierra kind of wasn't really wanting to talk too much to Wes, obviously, and rightly so. But yeah, the reunion aired. And I thought it was really well edited. Again, from a fan watching this, I think it was well edited because they were filming another show, like a post-Summer House show called In the City with Kyle and Amanda. One of the other cast members was doing a confessional. Kyle walked in and was like, oh, they've just released a statement. And that's how you see that. And then everyone did the group chat. And I just thought it was just like, whoa, this is big. Like, this is how they first learned about it. And then we do the whole regular reunion moments, seeing them getting ready. Amanda and West are together. It's very weird to see them in the same dressing room getting ready. She seems very zen. He's like, yeah, I'm more chill. I'm just ready for, to express a timeline, because basically they want to flag and clarify there was no overlap in when Amanda and Kyle announced their divorce and when Carl and Amanda started their relationship, even though there were rumors that maybe the relationship started the summer before.
Mm-hmm.
Then we actually get to the reunion part, and I'll be honest, Sierra went in from the get-go.
I think from the clips I saw, I feel like everyone did.
Oh yeah.
I think what was shocking to me as a person who hadn't been across any of this, and like I've since learned a bit more, was Amanda's energy.
Yes.
Like, this could have gone so differently had she not been so defensive and actually kind of a cunt. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm even struggling to put myself in a position where I could have empathy for her in this moment.
Yeah.
You actually have to just take the L.
Yeah,
like sometimes you do stuff in life that's going to upset people, and if that's what you want to do, fine, then do it. But you have to take the L.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be okay with being uncomfortable with the fact that other people might not be comfortable with what you do.
Yeah.
And what she was doing, rolling her eyes, telling them to fuck off when they were talking, it was just like, honestly, Sierra's a better person than me, because if I had been able, and obviously she couldn't, right, because of the way they're sat, to see her face,
just jumped over and Cohen.
You're getting grabbed, because who the fuck do you think you are?
And the thing,
we were friends once.
That's the thing. The way that she was talking to her is like, I don't know you, I don't like
we're
you.
Enemies.
Like, we're enemies. And I think there was a couple of things that I kind of took away from the reunion. Like, firstly, Amanda's attitude was disgusting. And the good thing is, there was some leaked audio that happened from the reunion. So between the airing and, of course, the reunion, someone had leaked some audio. And we could hear Amanda defending herself. And I think what was really helpful and I think was reassuring is that they kept a lot of the audio in to the actual show. Because I think people were worried that the producers would try and edit Amanda as like the soft Bambi who like has been totally attacked by everyone and she's so innocent because she's a production darling. But actually they kept a lot of what her behaviour was and how she was speaking to the cast, so everyone could really see her defensiveness about the whole thing and the fact that she, in her head, she's done nothing wrong.
And which is crazy. She's done nothing wrong, and equally she doesn't deserve the backlash that she's getting.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if you don't think you've done nothing wrong, you can tell, even if the words feel harsh, that the person that's talking to you is hurt, right?
Yeah.
And more than anything, the statement is where you fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realise until I was watching the clips of the reunion that the statement was them saying, we are trying to explore whether or not maybe we could be something. Excuse me?
Yeah.
Why would you put out a statement to say that in the first place? Please think about it. Oh, obviously, like you said, because rumours are out, pictures are being taken, people are seeing you places. You want to get ahead of it. So either get ahead of it and say we're seeing each other, or just lie. Continue lying. You're already lying.
Yeah, exactly.
Just put out a statement to say you're talking to a man that I used to fuck to see if maybe you two might get together.
Is wild. It is wild.
And that's how I'm finding out.
Yeah.
Your friend.
Yeah.
You couldn't pick up the phone to me.
She apparently texted Sierra just before,
No.
It's crazy.
First of all, I would never be talking to someone that you was talking to, period.
Yeah.
But let's say I was. Am I going to put out a statement on Instagram hoping that you see that?
And hoping that...
And I text you, will you check... go check Instagram.
Yeah. But mind you, didn't even mention her name. Like, I'm so sorry to Sierra. I'm so sorry to Kyle.
Which you wouldn't have to do had you spoken to them, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
And you equally wouldn't need to put out a press release because no one would give a fuck but those two people.
What we didn't find out in the leaked audio, and also what we discovered on the show, is when Andy asked Sierra, when did you have suspicions about this? And she said, I had suspicions about this 2 months prior, 3 months prior, in January, when she asked Amanda to hang out and Amanda was at West House. Now, mind you, again, I find this group really incestuous that you have find your friends. Like, I'm not a find your friend person. The fact that you, maybe this is just how this group is. Like, they have everyone's locations. But the fact that she could see Amanda at West House, she was like, this is a bit suspicious. Mia, who I love Mia, she brought a group chat together with Sierra, Amanda, and her and be like, let's hang out. And that's when Amanda responded. And then we started to see that Amanda started to switch off her locations as time has gone on and people could not find her. That's where she first discovered and had her suspicions. She then also reached out to Amanda, text her going, these rumors are crazy. Can you basically what's going on? Amanda going, no, this is it's just the fans. The fans are psychos, basically. Like, I mean, I'm not a super fan, but I'm like, why are we getting strays? Why are we getting strays? Yeah, why are we getting strays? Like, oh, everyone's psycho. We're just friends. Sierra's doing her investigation work going, okay, please confirm that there is no pictures of you guys kissing or you've not had sex or anything. And she's like, correct, there is nothing has happened. Absolutely nothing. Lying through her teeth. The other lie was that Amanda said that her and West did not sleep together until after the release came out. And even I don't believe that because I just feel like
I don't believe that. I don't believe you put out. Sorry, do you know how crazy it is to put out a press release to say I'm talking to this person?
Yeah. There had to be some physical
There was pictures and there has to be evidence.
Yeah.
The only reason why I'm putting out a press release is because somebody is threatening to put out a picture of me and you smooching, me sat on your lap.
Or me coming out of your apartment and 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's the only reason why I could that, or you guys are both narcissists who wanted to hurt your friend and your partner, your ex-partner.
Yeah.
I also didn't know when you first talked about this that West and Kyle were so close that he's been to his family, he's met his family, been to his family house. What the heck?
Because West joined the show as a friend of Kyle.
And that's how you're
moving. Amanda, yeah.
And that is how you're moving on national TV in front of my eyes to my face, and not even to pull me aside as one of your fellow boys. And I feel like that's why the Sierra Amanda thing is so much worse. No matter what, let's just say you did for some reason. What if you were like, listen, I bumped into Dan at a day party and he was really funny and he asked for my number and I gave it to him and then I realised it was Dan and I know that you used to talk to him. Again, I never used to talk to him like that, so I actually don't have a leg to stand on. But say we did, and you came to me actually as a friend and said, I won't go there.
Yeah,
I won't go there.
Yeah, but
if you was okay with me going
just
there,
the thing is, even as you're giving this analogy, my face is like, there's no way. I feel like you piss around you piss around the territory. If you're messing with someone or had a previous relationship, especially when they're so messy and sticky, why as a friend would I be interested in to be part of that?
Their situation's different, to be fair. Because like you have mentioned, the group is incestuous already, so it's like you cannot affect the dynamic of our friendship group by dating another person in our friendship group. And then thinking that's not gonna that it's not just me that can give you permission to do that now.
It's all of us.
Everyone is
a forum, because that's why everyone was upset. Like, you didn't ask me, you didn't tell me about this, you didn't tell me. Even like, I think KJ was one I kind of felt bad for, because West also was friends with KJ. That's how he came onto the show. And KJ was like, I didn't hear any updates from you, West, about this relationship. We're no longer friends. And he's been really tight with Sierra and Mia. They're the three black contestants, three black cast on the show. And they become really, really close. But yeah, you're right. Because this cast is so incestuous, everyone actually was kind of offended to not receive an update before the statement came out.
Yeah. The other thing as well is like, I wonder if they've shot themselves in the foot. They've just shot them I think Sierra says this, or someone says like, you guys are not going to stay. Like, this is not going to work.
Lindsay, yeah.
And she's right. It won't work. Like, it won't. But what, like, the way you've gone about it has set it up to fail as well. Like, there was maybe a version of this. If you guys really are falling for each other, that could have played out years from now. You know? Like, I don't know. Does it have to be right now? Does it have to be like this? I honestly think they wanted to hook up once. Yeah. Someone clearly saw pictures of them together, and this whole thing has been the fallout of that, because the way that seeing them even sitting together, and I don't know, I didn't watch the show, but even watch them at the reunion, I was like, it's not even giving the chemistry of two people that are like madly in love with each other. I think West looked like he was like, damn, I wanted to hear And now look at the situation I'm in. And I'm having to sit here
And
defend, and then she's getting dragged and she's moving mad. I don't want to jump in. I'm
No.
going to let them. He would let her left it to the wolves. He sat there. He said, "I'm not finna say him." Bear in mind, this other thing I didn't know until reading about it. This guy had another girl was seeing.
Yeah.
Did you know about that? Because it felt like she did not know about that.
No, because I think Andy asked her, like, did you know? She was like, yeah, we talked about it. I was like, fam, you only probably found out the week before.
It's actually not given that you knew about that girl. And like someone said, I can't remember who it was, you are in a situationship with West.
Yeah.
Along with every other girl, including Sierra.
Yeah.
You have joined his harem.
Oh yeah, Mia was like, you now become one of West's side bitches. Like, for real.
100%. But you feel like you're better than that. Hence putting out the statement. You're like, oh, let me define. My thing is not like you guys. I'm not going to end up like you guys. You will.
Yeah.
And you're going to, it's going to be even more jarring and embarrassing because your thing is, you even tried to go take the high road, but you was on the low road with the rest of us. In fact, the lower road. Because I didn't take him from I wasn't talking to him when he was talking to anybody else like me. You knew.
Because I don't think Sierra, so transparently, after the show ended, Sierra and West were still chatting, hanging around. And I think they may have slept together.
Yes.
Even though he said, whatever, he said something really weird, like, oh, we kissed at the end of the season.
Yeah.
We were doing air stuff. Ear? I can't say the word air.
Stuff.
Air stuff. Like,
ear stuff. She does say air instead of ears.
Yeah,
she's trying to say
it. I'm trying to say, like, you know, the feature on your body, on your ear, air.
Ear stuff.
Air stuff, which was crazy. Because all of us, I remember when I was watching, I was like, what's air stuff?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. Was he putting his penis in her ear like in scary movies?
I mean, exactly. But they flashed back to the scene and he's just basically
nibbling her ear.
Yeah, basically. It was just rubbish. The issue I also have, and I completely agree with you, is not lost. I agree with when Lindsay said it. I mean, she is very blunt and she just says it as it is. She's very, very blunt. She says it as it is. She's also very right when she said that he's a clout chaser. Like, 100%. Like, I think that may be the reason why. Maybe that may not have been the reason why he got with Sierra to begin with, but it definitely is the reason why he broke up with her. And then is also the reason why he tried to reconcile with her this season, because his reputation was completely soiled after he broke up with her because he did it so badly. And then the reunion where they had broken up the first time and Sierra was confronting him, West was a mute the whole time. The way he's behaving in this reunion is how he was that reunion, where he was just quiet, like nothing he could say, just deer in headlights, basically. And I think it's a very scary tactic of like, let the other person waste their energy. I don't need to say anything. I'll just be quiet and look at them. And that was really interesting to see him do the exact same thing now, but your girl is next to you.
He also doesn't have anything to say.
It does, no.
This is the thing. Amanda's defensiveness and energy came from like, how am I ending up the villain in the story?
Yeah.
You can tell she genuinely believes that.
Yeah.
I think he knows full well that they don't really have a leg to stand on. What they've done is dirty. So he's not going to, he's got nothing to say.
That's why he can say, oh, take accountability for what I've done.
He can't say, he's not stupid enough to sit here and be like, no, what you have to understand is, it's perfectly fine and normal what we've done.
Yeah.
Because why would you put the statement out? Like, just the thing is, it doesn't make sense. By your own logic, why would you put a statement out if you didn't think you'd done nothing wrong?
True. But I think that's where Amanda kind of fell short just throughout the reunion. And I think she will continue to do it throughout all the 3 parts of this reunion. She did not take accountability and she was not, like, unfortunately, you have to take it. The difference between this situation and what happened with the Vanderpump Rules, which everyone keeps on, like, throwing back to, and I've not watched that series, I only have watched snippets of that reunion, is, okay, the woman that was cheated on, and she was in a 10-year, was it 10 year or multiple years for the engagement? She was in an engagement and the guy cheated on her with one of the girls in the house, one of the girls in the restaurant.
Bar.
That place.
Isn't it just like a series of bars and restaurants?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, I mean, she went in, like, she was telling them, like, I wish nothing but the worst for you guys. And they took it. They took accountability and was like, yeah, I mean, he cheated on her. Yeah, there's nothing else you can say.
There's nothing to be said.
And both of them were involved. Whereas Amanda's sitting there going, like, I mean, I was separated. And
what is the issue with me
me
developing feelings for a friend? What was I supposed to do?
Haven't we all not been there before? Haven't we? Isn't this like normal?
Is this truly the worst thing in the world? It's like you're not
getting it.
You're not getting it. And it's not even that you're not getting it. You're deliberately trying to not get it. You do know why someone would be upset. You just don't want to get in trouble. And I have been alive 30-something years.
Yeah.
Like an old lady. I've been alive. And one of the truest things I've learned about the human race is people really don't like getting in trouble.
No.
Even if they have done the thing that you're telling them off for, they will look you dead in your eye and be like, but why are you upset? Why are you trying to make me feel bad about stealing from you? That's not nice.
And I think that's why she started getting miserable. Oh, not miserable is the wrong word. Why she started to tear up at the end when Sierra was like, well, Amanda and Wes may stay together because Amanda is weak. She's a weak figure. She's mute. She'll let him walk all over her, basically. And that's when she started crying. Because unfortunately, that's what we have seen over the past how many years. And Sierra has been a really good friend to her and been like uplifting her and saying, you're really amazing, but you're hidden behind the shadow of Kyle. And Kyle has not been a great husband to her. Like, I think we could actually say that he was not a great husband to her. Of course, people are saying that now Amanda may not have been a good wife. Question mark, question mark, question mark. But the way that she has behaved in terms of being that mute and that weak figure, it's not like Sierra was coming from thin air.
Yeah, maybe that's the only thing that got through to her is that she might have just found herself in a situation exactly like the one that she's leaving. Again, not that she's done something wrong, but that she might have put herself in a situation that won't end well for her.
Yeah.
Not that she hurt a friend, not that she might have hurt her partner, not that she might have hurt her friends.
Yeah.
She's living in this like, I'm not married anymore. I should be allowed to do whatever I want. And that is simply like not the case. Those are not morals in any way, shape or form. And honestly, when I saw the clip of her crying, I was like, this is just white women when they get backed into a corner, decided now's the time to cry because I've tried all my other tactics and it's not working. I tried to fight back. They're not having it. I'm going to start crying.
Yeah. Later on, she's going to be like, I have to take a moment and walk off. I need Sierra to cry. I need Sierra you can't be there doing white movements here. I want Sierra to be like, and Sierra is actually going to tear up as well. But
I'm going to start crying the minute you start crying.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we're
crying. You can't. I will cry with you.
We're both going to cry.
The other thing that I was really proud to see on the internet and just the reception is that people were like not saying that Sierra was coming off aggressive or harsh. Like, I know Kyle said something stupid at the end, like, oh, that was a bit harsh.
Yeah.
It was a bit harsh because she was inadvertently, as she was attacking Amanda, he caught astray because her being weak and being able to be walked over is exactly what she was doing with Kyle. That's why Kyle was feeling a certain type of way as well. But transparently, again, she's right. But I was happy to see, for the most part, people were like, if anything, Sierra was being too nice. I was like, wow.
I don't think she was being too nice. I think she was hitting the nail right where it needs to be.
Yeah.
I think she was relentless, which can sometimes come across as like aggressive, right? When you just don't let up. But equally, had Amanda engaged differently, that would have been a different. There would have been a different way to read that scene. You are trying to fight me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now Sierra has no choice but to go in on you because you're not getting it.
Yeah.
I'm clearly not getting through to you in what I'm telling you already.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. You are a dumb person who's gone from one idiot to another idiot.
Yeah. And I would say Wes is even worse because Kyle, even though he's a horrible husband, he's loyal. He loved her enough. He wanted the best for her.
Didn't he cheat on her?
He did cheat on her.
He loved her, he's loyal, he wanted the best for her. Are you crazy?
I mean, Wes was, yeah. But the thing is, Wes is unserious.
Wes is not better.
Wes is
not better. There are other people on the planet.
Millions of men in New York.
Like, you have to have sex with him because he happens to be standing next. No, I feel like that diagnosis is a real one. You go from one learned trauma to another learned trauma. You wouldn't go out and find a nice guy now because you just spent 10 years with someone who is unhinged. So you go and you see another unhinged person that looks normal to you now. The situations that she's in right now, she got herself in because she thought she could ride it out.
Yeah.
She thought she was big enough to... There are girlies that could do what she's done and stand on that business and be like, yeah.
True. That is true. I mean, perfectly honest, if she did that, Sierra do jump over every table and beat her.
I feel like that kind of girl, you was never that close to her in the first place.
That is true.
There was always a thing in the back of your mind knowing that sometimes this bitch can turn on me because that's what she's like. You can't go from being sweethearts.
Yeah. To be like,
you're more confident, I'm coming to you in tears about my husband, to I'm going to steal from you and act like you're that bitch. You're not that girl. Yeah. Not everyone could be stealing people's mans. I could do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about any of you guys. But you couldn't. You're not that girl.
No. It's really interesting because now, like, with everything that's happened, there's been interviews of showing Sierra and Amanda. And there's definitely one in particular where Amanda is just like, just dogging at Sierra. Like, all her accomplishments, she's like, well, Sierra, it's not like she's done that much. Or, you know, she doesn't really like men. Or she's a bit closed off. Or she's probably going to be single forever. Like, I remember her saying something just really blunt and just like, why? And it's all in the name of joke.
I say this as a person with white friends. Shoshanna has white friends. Not only exclusively, but we have white people that we don't play about.
Yeah.
Not every white person could be a friend.
No.
And that is what Sierra used to go away and think about.
Yeah.
Because that girl was never your friend. To pull a stunt like that.
No.
There are people that I don't speak to anymore that I know wouldn't even do me dirty like that. No. I don't even think my enemies would do me dirty. Like, that's dark.
That is dark.
And then coupling in, oh yeah, she's been making little snide comments about you. The fact that now that you're in front of me, you're trying to act bad. Yeah. You should be groveling. If this was a Nollywood film, you'd be prostrate on the floor in front of me. I'm sorry. I love him. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I've fallen in love with him.
Not one sorry. I'm looking forward to hearing sorry. In these 3 parts, if we do not hear sorry...
She said, why do I need to be sorry?
Sorry, true.
She's at that stage. Yeah. She's at the stage of, I don't need to be sorry because I personally do not believe I've done nothing wrong. I text you to say, read the statement.
True. I mean, look, in a weird way, there's a couple of learnings. Of course, Sierra, my friend, yes, you need to be very mindful of your friends, but also
and this has happened to her before.
Oh, with the man. Yeah. So again, you need to be mindful of these white men.
So, and what's crazy is you would have known that because you're my friend and you've done that. You've jumped in to do the same thing to me.
Actually, ironically, the woman the woman in red that was saying, "Wes, you're a toddler." She's the one that cheated. Like, she had a relationship with the previous guy that Sierra was dating, and they fought on Summer House, or was it Summer or Winter House? They fought. So, but they're friends now.
And that's her problem.
But I think it's also. I'm sure she apologized.
No, but if you're showing someone, say we're friends, and someone does something dark to you, and then you decide to forgive them, isn't not going to tell me, maybe I could also get the same treatment if I do something dark to you.
Yeah, true. You
can apologize, and that could be the end of that drama. But we're not friends.
Yeah, no.
Don't be silly.
No, we're not close like that. We're not tight like that.
Never.
I mean,
I don't trust you.
No, there's interviews now since the reunion, and Sierra's like, yeah, me and Amanda are like, no, there's nothing. There's no go there. And the thing is, I mean, there's still 2 more parts of this show to go. Summer House is coming back for another season. Carl won't be there because, by the way, Carl... And quite a few of them on the cast are either in their late 30s or 40s
and they look it.
Yes. Wait, no, it's not all of them.
And they look it. They look grown up. That's why it's a weird situation. Like, you're talking about, oh yeah, we've been in these situations before. Yeah, in high school, you're 30.
Yeah. They're grown. So some of them are actually outgrowing Summer House. They can't be doing summer party in the Hamptons in Martha Vineyard every summer. So yeah, some of them are now moving to the new show in the city. That was what the show Amanda was supposed to be on, and she probably may go back to it for the second season if it gets a second season. But in terms of the Summer House now, Sierra is planning to be on it, but she also got Dancing with the Stars. She's gonna have the Ariana Madix effects, and she has to thank them because it's not like she was gonna be called for Dancing with the Stars if this didn't happen. Like, let's be honest. So she probably will be on Summer House in season 11, but not a regular like she was before. Wes, I don't want to see him on my screen. Like, don't bring West back. But I'm worried that they may, because it needs...
Sandoval didn't get to come back, did he?
Oh, well, they did an extra season where he got like a redemption arc, but then the show ended very soon after. Like, this is the thing, is like, you've also ruined the paychecks of like so many
You
people.
are affecting the dynamic of the whole thing.
Yeah. Because that's the problem now. No one wants Amanda on the show. Like,
when she whispered in your ear some a French poem or something. Like, you're okay.
It's rubbish. Like, when
that's what you wanted. I would have more respect if you said, yeah, he's been dicking me down.
Yeah.
For months. I'm addicted to the dick. What can I say? But you're trying to sit here and tell us, no, we was just talking. You've blown up.
Come on.
Our friendship over a talking stage.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh, are you fine?
No, it's the privilege, honestly, of like, well, I can. And West there being being numb and dumb. Like, don't bring him back. Yeah, so they have to think about how the whole show will look, and I'm keen to see what happens. But yeah, I don't want Sierra to be in the same house with Amanda and West for her own mental health. Don't do that.
To be fair, I would say, based on the way that she is handling the reunion, I don't think she would. I think she'd pay them dust if she was in the same house.
That is probably true.
I think she probably could handle it, because she's gone so scorched earth. There's no way you could hurt. They can't hurt her any further than they have. There's nothing. Even if they now came out and said, yeah, we was having sex the whole time. Okay.
Yeah, true.
Okay, you're scum. I've already decided you're scum. There's nothing you could tell me.
Yeah, sure.
And Amanda, one day you'll look back on this and be like, you really, again, that or you never really valued the friendship in the first place. Yeah. But you'll look back and be like, I really screwed over my friend for dick.
But for like one time dick. Because it's not like, apparently they've now gone to Italy to escape what's going on with the reunion. Now it's aired. But I give this, I don't even think they're together. They weren't together to begin with.
By their own logic, it's a situationship. That's what is crazy. This is where we're at as 30-year-olds in 2026. People are having scandals based on a situationship.
At least the one with the scandal was actually a full-blown affair. It was a full-on affair.
You are talking, which means you're sending each other love hearts sometimes, and you're sitting on his lap, and maybe you guys Netflix and chilled once. And this is a whole story. And that's probably why she's gagged. She's like, wow, you guys really giving me a hard time because I went to his house and watched his film. That's crazy. Because you told us. You didn't need to tell people.
Actually, to be honest, look, we would have never found out.
We would never have known.
If they didn't get caught. That's just it. We would never have found out. Maybe in years to come, West would have probably opened his mouth and said, well, But that's it. So anyway, we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to the next part. Continue to drag Amanda. Honestly. And West, I do want West to get his upcomings or whatever they call it. Because comeuppance. Yeah, upcomings as well. So, I really want him to get it, because I'm just tired of him just sitting there mute. Like, say something or get him off the show. The thing is, because he's such a clout chaser, I actually want him off the show, because that's going to be the biggest revenge. Mm-hmm. Like, seeing Sierra win, Amanda now basically hanging on him like a lost puppy, because she doesn't have anyone to go to, and you in your head was like, oh, this was a quit it, what's it, hit it, quit it, and now she's still here.
Yeah,
and then now you're off the show. That's the ultimate revenge, ultimately. Anyway, actually, my last question: would you be intrigued to watch someone else?
There's too many white people. Let's. No, I'm sorry. I watched the reunion and I was like, this is juicy, but like, people already sit down and you've cut to like 5 different people. They don't listen to me. I don't know what's going on.
So when I started watching the series, I said it's only the last like 2 or 3 that I've watched. I thought, oh, you know what? Let me watch the early seasons, because they kept on talking about how Carl used to be crazy and now he's like sober. Not Kyle, but Carl. Mm. And he did another marathon and I actually saw him. So I was like, let me start watching from season 1, see how it was. I could not get through 2 episodes. I'm so sorry, it was so white.
Please, guys.
It was so white.
We are in a dearth of diversity somehow.
Yeah.
And if you ask me to sit down, and we're about to talk about Perfect Match.
Yeah.
And even this show, which had more people of colour, was given, every time they cut to those white couples, I was like, cut this. I don't care.
Oh,
I don't care. these people don't give good TV. I'm so sorry they don't. It's boring. It's fucking boring. I don't know what it is. It's dull. And when I saw that reunion, I said, some of you, kind of spicy. I like it. Like,
Yeah.
you're giving a lot of chat. I'm sure this will be interesting. But to say I'm ready to tune it, no. No, honey. And if I even be honest, Sierra, I feel like you're going to annoy me. I feel like you're already going to piss me off. Because what's going on? This man is not even hot.
I mean, that's the reason why I started watching it, because I was like, oh, she seems to be really interested in this dude. Maybe there's something about him. The whole season, I'm like, maybe there's something about him. Next episode, what is it about him? Because, I mean, even the hairstyle he had when he first joined was like some weird mohawk. He looked like some hillbilly. I was like, Sierra, my girl, do you know how amazing you are?
Nah, she clearly doesn't.
Do you know, like, honestly,
doesn't.
Anyway.
And that is a journey she needs. And I'd love to watch a show which is her going on a journey to realise, why was I wasting my time with all those dusty white men? It's because I had internalized some self-hatred. I deleted it now. I'm ready to date every single hot man of every colour. No more dusty.
Summer House, they're awakening.
Literally. Come on now.
Yeah.
She is absolutely stunning. Yeah. What are you doing sitting on a sofa with these old withered hearts talking about a man that you're going to look back and be like, I cannot even believe I once fucked him. Are you joking? Are you joking? The person who your friends brought up and you're like, please, I don't know who that is.
I know.
Sorry to that man. There
have been episodes especially once we found out what happened. There's last few episodes of the season where she was like, West, I love you, my favourite person. I was like, girl, I wish you could see yourself now.
You can do more and better and more and better.
Oh, God.
You can ascend to the top of the mountain. You're a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. Don't let these dusties make you feel like there's something wrong with you. Wrong.
Please. Anyway, I'll keep you posted.
You let me know if it gets juicy. I'm not going to... I'll watch the other parts. If they come on TikTok.
Okay, cool.
Because I watch it on TikTok.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to watch both of them because I am in. I am keen to understand. I want to... I also want to hear the timeline now, but it's not going to change it. They're messy. Speaking of messy shows.
Yes, we're about to talk about Perfect Match.
Yeah.
Okay, so Perfect Match.
Yep.
Quick explanation of the format if you're unfamiliar.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of hot singles is what they say. Please.
Singles is also a question mark.
Literally, singles is question mark, hot is question mark. From the reality TV world. Bung them in a villa. Tell them, find your perfect match. Well, find a match. They have to couple up every night. If you don't get coupled up, you go home.
Yeah.
They do challenges, and if you win the challenge, you get to go into the boardroom and bring in more singles to come and fuck shit up, basically.
Yeah.
The couples this year, the contestants this year, we'll just go couple by couple, right?
Yeah. I will say before we go into the couples, this season...
Oh, and then you win for God's sake.
Yeah.
At the end, if you're voted the most perfect match, you win a holiday.
A mini honeymoon, basically.
After all that shit. All of that drama. Congrats, we go to the Maldives for a week. I could have bought this myself.
Oh, honestly.
There's a guy on there who won $1 million. Why the hell does he need a free holiday?
True. So, when this show first started, it was kind of like the Netflix cinematic universe approach of all these singles from different Netflix shows all coming together.
Yeah.
As the seasons have gone on,
and they've run out of singles.
They've legit run out of singles. To the point where they bring in an influencer.
An influencer?
People from... There was the guy from MAFS Australia.
Yeah, someone from
Vanderpump Rules, Love Island. What other shows have they... there
was a guy walking his dog nearby, so they pulled him onto the show as well.
It's starting to feel random. So that was one of the things I wanted to bring up on the show, is that it's getting to the point where the celebrity angle isn't really there anymore, because...
Why do they even need to be bloody celebrities?
Yeah, because you might as well... I think what they're trying to do is ultimately get Perfect Match to be like a Love Island. It will become like a layman, single public, members of the public Love Island, which is basically Too Hot to Handle.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
They want to do something in between the other shows they already have. It's
yeah.
like Temptation Island, but also Too Hot to Handle, but also Love is Blind, but also The Mole. What is happening? What's happening? And the intention of the show, like, it's the most interesting show because the reward is not worth the work and the drama that you go through anyway.
No.
People are on there so clearly wanting to make it to the end. Like, this season was a season where I heard the most people talk about, I want to win.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You don't want to find a perfect match. I want to win.
In episode 1, there was definitely a lot of like, oh, you know, I'm here to find
my husband.
Find my husband. I'm really here to find love. I really want to find something authentic. I was like, and initially I was like, oh, okay, so maybe this is about the real thing. But again, we know what Perfect Match is about. It's not here for not here for love, and especially when you add the game element, which, you know, I think the game element seems to have worked really well. Like, look at Love Island games. But once you add that competition element to it, it moves away from finding love and love being the prize to finding fame, and the holiday in the Maldives is the prize.
And who can best produce a good episode of TV? Because Damari and Marissa, so let's just start with them.
Yeah.
Damari and Marissa were incredible producers.
Oh, yeah.
They were bringing in people, setting relationships on fire, giggling and kicking their feet on the other side of the room. So Marissa was from Love is Blind. I can't remember what season.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But she was in it. She
5, 6, maybe.
had made it all the way to, I think, the day before the wedding.
Yeah.
And the guy she was coupled up with was like, kind of don't want to do this anymore, maybe. It was a really non-committal breakup.
No.
It was quite awful to watch, and he sucked. So
He did.
At the time, I remember being pro Marissa. This show, question mark on how I feel about Marissa, but we'll get there. Damari is from Too Hot to Handle?
Too Hot to Handle, yeah.
He's also a rapper, as he kept mentioning, and I was like, God, shut the fuck up.
Because if they got him to start rapping...
He didn't rap one single thing. No. If you are a musician and you tell people on TV you're a musician, you better start playing that music ASAP. At least play the song in the soundtrack. Damn, they said no. We didn't get the rights.
Yeah, we don't want to pay. We definitely don't want to pay him.
We didn't get the rights.
No.
Marissa sees Damari and she's like,
it's
him. That's him. I want him. I need him.
It's so interesting because when I watched Marissa on Love is Blind, no offense, I always thought that she probably would be connected to more of a white guy. I know, and the guy she was, I can't remember his name.
Weston.
No, not the guy that she ended up coupling with on Love is Blind. I remember his name. Like, I felt like it begins with a Y, and I just remember beads, and braids.
Yeah.
Beads and braids. I always thought, he doesn't really seem to be her type.
And like a curly perm on top.
Exactly, yeah. And I remember she was talking to 2 guys. One of them was white and one of them was the guy, Beads and Braids, who she eventually partnered with. So I was really surprised. And then we'll talk about post-show as well. But yeah, maybe she has a type. But one, she is stunning. I'm not going to lie. She's so beautiful. I hate to say it. She is.
Why do you hate to say it?
No, not like it's a bad thing. I hate to go straight to her look, but I just remember thinking she's so beautiful. She was beautiful on Love is Blind with the curly hair, and I loved her boho braids until they started to get a bit raggedy towards the end. As a girl who's got raggedy braids right now, I can't talk about...
Damn.
I can't talk about my own raggedy braids.
Marissa.
But I just
made her get in 17 pools. Of course her braids will look like that.
But she's just very beautiful. Anyway, we can move on.
She sat on Damari. Oh, also, she is in her 30s. Yeah. So there's another thing I want to say about the show before we get into it.
Yeah.
There are adults.
Yeah. Like Summer House.
With children.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
I really feel like don't mix those two things. They don't mix well.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Like the way that Marissa was behaving felt worse because she's so much older than... Like, you're too old to be behaving in the way that you're behaving anyway. And Damari's like, what, good 5 years younger than her?
You could tell as well.
You could tell. So she goes after Damari. She gets Damari. She says, and I'm not finna give him up for anybody. Anyone that comes in there says Damari, what's going to date with Damari, she is behaving in a way that you can only describe as slightly demonic. At one point, he's having a conversation with this girl. Her and Game walk up. They're like, we're having a conversation. They're like, okay, she moves one step away and is just standing there watching them talk.
Yeah, it's wild.
They're like, can we help you? She's like, oh, I wanted to talk to you. She's like, no, I know. And I said, I'm going to talk to this person. She's like, okay, then.
It was given very possessive. Like, I'm taking him. There's no way. I think the show that she was on was Love is Blind. Apart from like the experiment aspect, you just had your one person, you stuck to that one person, and that was it. There was no intermingling. I think her being in a setting where there is a competition to find your perfect match, also find like, quote unquote a match, and you're competing with other girls, I feel like she definitely got in her head, and it's probably a reflection of her insecurities. Like, oh, I don't think he's going to connect with me, so I must stake my mark right now.
She shouldn't have gone on the show.
Yeah, of course she shouldn't
have gone on the show.
Of course she
was not built for a show like that.
Yeah.
It gave quote unquote good TV because you're like, oh, look at this crazy woman. I don't think she is crazy. I just think she is not built for a show where you could be having a chat with your man, 5 minutes later he's gone and coupled up with someone and gone in the room and not even said pimp to you, and you're walking out being like, well, can I get my stuff at least? They're like, nah, get out. That is what the show is like for some people.
Yeah.
But as time goes on between her and Damari, then this is my specialist subject at the moment. And I actually found it really interesting, and I don't really understand what Netflix's angle is, because I don't trust Netflix has good intentions here. But they really made a point of emphasizing and allowing Marissa to talk about her ADHD in a way that on the one hand was supposed to be like, here is me telling you why I think and feel the way I feel. But it often came across to me like she was weaponizing her diagnosis to be able to get away with the problematic features of her ADHD. And I can say that as a person with ADHD. The thing with ADHD is that, like, there are things that are more difficult for us. The answer doesn't mean the world is going to... And one of the things that's really tough is that the world is not going to change to cater to you. So you've got to find a middle ground. And I found with her, she was like, no.
Interesting.
And so there was one time where I did support her when she was talking to Damari, and he was like, you need to stop interrupting me. And she's like, I'm trying not to, because I'm an interrupter. It's never because I'm not interested in what you've got to say. It's just that my brain is working quickly and it's like, oh, really quickly, I just remembered. She's said, I'm trying very hard not to do that. But when you keep telling me off about it, it makes me feel like the work that I'm doing to not do that is basically garbage and I might as well stop. You're making me feel bad about myself. And you're making me feel bad about myself about something I can't change. Like, the interrupting thing is inherent to you. You have to work very hard to not do that. Even if, as you're listening to this podcast, Shoshanna and I talk over each other all the time. It's not because we don't want to hear what the other person is saying. Usually it's because we're agreeing with what they're saying, or what they're saying has triggered something. But we have been friends long enough that we know that.
Yeah.
Maybe if you are a stranger and we met for the first time and you were trying to talk and I kept talking over you, you'd be like, that girl's rude. She doesn't care about what I have to say. She only cares about herself. And so partly their relationship was an interesting window into what it is like to date someone who is neurodivergent when you apparently have zero connection to that thing, right? Damari was like, what the heck's going on? When she was like, but there was one time when she said something to him, he got upset and she was like, you're not allowed to be mad at me.
Crazy.
You're not allowed to be mad at me because I don't like it when you're mad at me. And I was like, you're not...
Oh, my Lord.
That's not just an ADHD thing. That's you being a brat.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a fine line between those two things. She
didn't say, like, it's because of the ADHD.
She said, I have rejection sensitivity dysphoria, which is a real thing. People with ADHD feel rejection worse and sometimes in situations where there isn't one.
Yeah.
So, for instance, say I was talking to you about something that I was excited by and you went... Because you were just looking at your phone or something, I might be like, she basically said I'm a piece of garbage and she doesn't care about me and things I care about.
Yeah.
You know that about yourself, though. So in the moment when you have that thought, you have to work through it. Yeah. You can't just go, and that's a fact. And now I'm going to act like a brat, which is what she then did. So because he had been speaking to Kayla, she felt rejected by that, lashed out at him.
Yeah.
When he then responded to the lashing out, she said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I think I was just having a dysphoria moment." So
end of story.
End of story.
Yeah.
I don't need to take accountability for the way that I've made you feel, because I now feel upset. You're going to make me upset.
Oh my Lord.
And I found it really interesting watching her, because I have a theory, and I might get flamed for this, and I hope I don't get flamed for this, and I would love to know what other people's experience of this is. I have a theory that people who are diagnosed as children learn to weaponize their diagnosis in the way that people who are diagnosed as adults don't.
Really?
Because
no, I'm saying that from someone who's intrigued. Yeah.
Because I think so. I have a cousin who is autistic. She was diagnosed as a child. Because we know this, we have made accommodations for her symptoms, should we say, or for the way that she behaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As a child, I would have exhibited similar, if not the exact same traits.
Yeah.
Everyone said that's not going to run because you are quote unquote normal, right?
Yeah.
I'm not calling it normal. I'm saying you present right now. We don't know that there's anything different about you. You are normal. Cut that shit.
Yeah.
So you go through life masking, but you also go through life having to learn how to deal with your base instinct, which is to freak out because somebody said, "Oh, I'm going to invite Shoshanna to my party," and didn't mention your name immediately after. So you went, right, because she hates me and she doesn't want to be friends with me. You have to work through that stuff. And I feel like when you get diagnosed early, you don't have to.
Because it's like, well, everyone knows.
Everyone knows. And if anyone is to say anything to you now, they're discriminating against you. Right?
So interesting.
So in those conversations where she's talking to Damari, he's expressed it to you, I don't really know what's going on right now. He keeps saying that every argument we have, I'm not really sure what's happened. And you're just like, okay, well, enough. I don't want to hear about that anymore. Is not helpful. And then you also say to him, "Well, I have ADHD," as if he has the DSM in front of him and is looking at all of the symptoms and memorizing them and knows them. He doesn't know what that means. Everybody's neurodivergence is different even. It's not like we don't have all the symptoms. We don't have them all to the same severity. Every single person is a unique case. So you just saying, "Well, I have ADHD, so you can't be mad at me," is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. And for you, a woman of your age, to not think, and you could tell that I think the reason why she was so polarizing, and I've seen people talking about her online and being like, she was fucking crazy, or she didn't have the right to do that, blah, blah, blah. I think the reason why she's so polarizing is because she meant every word that she said.
Yeah.
It wasn't an accident. She truly did feel like, you're not allowed to be annoyed at me. And as adults, looking at fellow adults, we're like, what the fuck do you mean? Come on. And you're talking to someone younger than you who's like, okay, well, why don't we try and use our inside voices?
Yeah, I mean, there was moments with Damari, it wasn't just with Marissa, but it was also with Brie as well. Like him just trying to be like, I'm trying to manage every single difficult conversation around me. I don't want to be made as like the bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't want people to stop interrupting me. He mentioned the same thing to Brie as well. But it's very interesting to see Marissa and that dynamic.
She didn't, like I said, I don't know if this did her any favours because I feel like off the back of her season of Love is Blind, she didn't have any haters.
No.
And then we come into this. I remember they had a conversation about contraception for a really long time on that season, like her and that guy.
Yeah, was it because she didn't want to have kids? Or one of them didn't want to have kids.
And I think he had said like, well, you can just go on the pill. So why can't you just wear it? What?
Yeah.
And he was like, because it doesn't feel good or whatever. And she was like, oh, but it's okay for me to... It was like a whole thing. But then coming on this, I was like, you are annoying. You're annoying. I don't think she's a bad person at all, by the way. You're annoying. Then add what we've heard afterwards.
Yeah.
You had a boyfriend coming into the show, which you broke up with to come on the show.
Yeah.
You're now married to someone else.
That you knew 13 years ago, you reconciled and within 3 months.
You married your situationship.
Because I was trying to do the math.
You married your sneaky
I
link.
literally was like, when did they film this show? Because there's a lot of questions I have
They went to the Maldives in December.
Yeah. They finished the show filming in November. They got married in March. She met him again, reconciled with the husband.
They were dating for 4 months.
Yeah.
They got married.
Yeah. Crazy.
And again, go back to that is ADHD to behavior down.
Yeah.
Where's the impulse control, Marissa? Where is the impulse control? You don't have any. So you just go with the vibe.
I'm so done.
And the vibe said, oh yeah, I know we've been, seeing each other on and off for 13 years, but I really feel like today's the day we should get married.
It's crazy.
And then he said, yeah, sick, let's do it. And then you guys have got married.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we were here in a year or two. And they're no longer together, and she's working as a stripper in the club or something random. Like, she's actually just qualified as a lawyer.
Yeah, that's the thing. She did qualify as a lawyer.
But what I mean is, her life is going to be a series of random stories.
Yeah.
As part of her diagnosis, because her entire identity apparently is formed, and I get it. There was a point when she said, I've always worried that I would be too much for someone, and Sophie says the same thing actually, and I'm like, it's very coded, that language, and like, because I know I'm a lot, and it's not nice to feel like you are so particular and like you're a lot and you're difficult, and if only you could be like everyone else. So I understand the impulse to meet someone who's going to take you as you are and not make you feel small, not make you feel annoying, or make you feel irritating. But you also need someone to balance you out.
Yeah.
You also need someone who's going to sometimes be the mature one in the situation. And she wasn't always the mature one in the conversation.
And it's so annoying because, again, taking probably a step back from the show, if I just thought, oh, Marissa's going to be on Perfect Match, from my Love is Blind perspective, I'm like, she's going to be the mature one.
Yes.
She really did position herself at the beginning of like, this is the mature one. She knows what she wants. She's the one that most likely is here for love.
Yeah.
But then...
she's so rattled.
Yeah.
Her then kissing that Western guy.
Yeah.
Then being like, I don't want to be with him. Like, I tell you, it's giving. I haven't taken my meds. And I can say I'm an unmedicated. That's giving.
So
I went to a party and I had a really good time. And then this guy kissed me. I was like, that's it. Ali was giving the same. I'm just going purely off vibes. I do what I want when I feel like it. There's no rhyme or reason. Nothing bad can happen.
Yeah.
It is scary to see adults, because Ali is like in her 30s as well.
Crap.
Behaving so nonchalant, just like
erratic.
Erratically.
It was erratic.
Like, where's the chill?
The decisions, like, I'm going to go with Jimmy. Sorry, I'm going to go with this guy. Huh?
Anyway, let's even get to Ali and Jimmy. And by the way, there's two couples called Ali and Jimmy. One is called Alison and Jimmy, and then we have Ali and Jimmy. Ali and Jimmy. So Jimmy is from Love is Blind.
Yeah.
You'll remember him as a dude who thought he was going to marry Megan Fox. Turned out she wasn't Megan Fox. And then he was looking at AD's bum and being like, wow. and then was like, why are you upset about me talking about how AD's stacked? Which is what
I'm so sorry, but AD was absolutely stacked.
Jimmy has eyes. Why does he need to go to jail for having eyes?
True.
Anyway, he's got a hair implant now, so he's a different guy.
And it got toned.
He's a different guy.
He got ripped.
He matches with Ali, who is from Vanderpump Rules, Woo Woo Horoscopes Girly.
Yeah.
That's her job, I think. She says she does horoscopes.
Really?
Okay. Initially, you're like, oh, they're kind of cute. They're both older.
Yep.
Which I think also played a factor.
Majority of the contestants were older anyway.
I think so, but I feel like Jimmy was like, oh, yeah, there's loads of young hot girls here. And I was like, baby, they don't want to. Come on now. Be for real. Anyway. The vibes between him and Ali are like, he seems kind of scared of her. I'm not going to lie. Like, it seems like he's like, you seem a little bit unhinged, but this is fun.
Yeah.
Right?
But I'm here for a good time.
I'm here for a good time.
Potentially not a long time.
He keeps being like, let's just be open to the experience. Let's be open to the experience. I feel like we should be open to the experience. Then they have sex. Oh, wait, no. Then he goes on the date with one of the girlies, right? Yeah. And she really likes him. And he seems to really like her. And they talk about sex. It feels flirty. He comes back to the villa and he's like, damn, I want Ali, actually. So he doesn't even speak to that girl again.
Crazy.
Couples up with Ali, they go to bed. That night they have sex. The next day is they're going on separate trips, right? Ali's like, we talked about closing things off. And Jimmy says to her, baby, do what you need to do. And she looks at him and he looks at her and she looks at him and she's like, bet, you will regret these words. They go to the boys, he goes to the boys' night. Day doesn't kiss a single person.
No.
She goes to the girls' day, kisses everyone she can kiss.
Go wild.
Brings Hashim back. She's like, yeah, I like Hashim, Jimmy is sweating and throwing up and crying and throwing up. That man was stressed, honey. Stressed. Her and Hashim go on a date. He's sitting in the house being like, well, it's my last day. Everybody, got saying goodbye to me. I'm going. They come back from the date. So Ali, what are you going to do? Ali's, oh. She's walking here. She's walking. Oh, sorry. Bear in mind, when Dave came in, she did the same thing. Smooching Dave.
Yes, she did.
Jimmy, and then making eye contact with Jimmy. Like, she is actually, whatever she's on is something else. Like, I want to study her because she really said, I don't give a heck.
Yeah.
They go to, so she does that with Dave. He ends up picking someone else. She's like, okay, I'll stick with Jimmy. Then she has Hashim. It's time for them to make a decision. She is sitting with Jimmy. Jimmy's basically being like, I'm going to go home if you don't pick me.
Like, hurry up, make your mind.
They're going to pick me or not? Please pick me. But it was what he should have just said is please, because that's what he wanted to say. Please pick me. He's rubbing her back. She's rubbing his back. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hashim walks up while these two are in the thing. He's like, oh, Ali, okay? Jimmy's like, yeah, I've got this. Just give us a minute. He's like, okay, I'm going to stay here, though. So, Ali, what are you going to decide? Ali is still sitting on Jimmy's lap, by the way. She's like, oh, I just don't know. Maybe I'll go home. This is too much. The two of them are just sitting there in silence. She was looking at Jimmy. Jimmy's sitting there. Ali's not looking at anyone. Jimmy thinks, I'm gonna pull a move that's gonna
change her mind.
Get something. He's like, I'm gonna go. Obviously, you're struggling to make a decision. I'm gonna go. She's like, okay. And literally, he's walking out of the villa looking behind him the whole time, like, are you going to come after me or what?
Oh,
she sat in Hashim's lap now, giggling and being like, I feel so bad. That was awkward as fuck. Anyway, Jimmy's gone. We're like, damn, Jimmy went out. He went outside because he almost got kicked out earlier when they were like, who do you feel like is not here for love? And everyone was like, Jimmy. And he was like, whoa, what? Because I just said I wanted to win the show. Why am I getting dragged for wanting to win the show, guys?
So when I was watching Jimmy, like definitely the first couple of seasons, he opened his mouth, and look, Jimmy's had a transformation. This is before he went on Perfect Match. When we saw him on socials, and we were like, "Who's that?" And he opened his mouth and started talking. You're like, wait, he sounds familiar, like that guy from Love Is Blind. And then you realize this is Jimmy. So as I was watching the show, the line that went in my head was, "Jimmy's got soul."
This is when I tell you, Shoshanna has been waiting to drop this line.
I audibly said it as I was watching. I was like, Jimmy's got soul. Of course, throughout the course of the season, the soul did not continue. Kind of like Eddie Murphy's character in Dreamgirls. But
the drugs.
The drugs, really. But in this case, no drugs.
There was no drugs.
But that was my line that I really wanted.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you remembered. I'm so glad I didn't have to prompt you. And I'm so glad when I heard it, I knew that she thinks she ate.
I'm sorry, I so think I
do. Do you feel, as a black person, do you feel any kind of discomfort by telling that white man that he's got soul?
No, because it just makes...
No, and you are the problem. You would have got on the boat. You would have got on the boat as well. You are part of the problem.
Hold up.
You looked at that white unseasoned piece of chicken, that chicken breast, and you said,
hold up.
Ooh.
That was him when he first joined, when he first was like, came into Perfect Match. It was like, hey guys, I'm Jimmy. I'm like, yeah, Jimmy got so...
We're not making it out of the hood. We're never making it out.
No, we are making it. No, we're out of the hood. We're out of the hood. I'm just saying that it was a funny line, and it was the fact that I audibly said it as I was watching it. Then, of course, with everything that happened, well, what's his face, Hashim, and then the flip flopping, the fact that he walked away and she was like, bye. The fact that he came back, the fact that when he got to the
let's get to that.
Because that is when I realized, oh, Jimmy ain't got no soul.
No, I actually don't. This is interesting. I actually think he handled it well, because they wanted him to crash out.
Yeah.
I feel like lots of those situations, had he crashed out, would have given us great TV at his expense. Yeah. And I think he was probably hyper aware of coming on this show and not leaving it, having people make him the villain again.
Yeah.
So he gets brought back because Dave and Sophie decide they want to fuck shit up, which, again, good producing. Mm-hmm. He comes back, he goes on a date with Ali. He's like, so what are you saying? She's like, yeah, I like Hashim though still, you know. He's like, damn. So you like Hashim? She's like, yeah, I like Hashim. She keeps saying that. Last minute of the date, they go in the shower, they're kissing. I said, this girl is so chaotic, evil. I cannot. It's so dangerous.
But I think it's because she's like, I'm a hot girl. These guys are weak, and it's easy.
Listen.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to. If you've got it, like I said, I was entertained. I said she's unpredictable. Anyway, it goes back to the villa now. They're like, who are you going to choose? She's like, I'm sticking with Jimmy. Hashim was looking at her like, the fuck? We don't know why he feels... Because I was like, why is he even getting upset? You come up with us one day. Chill. Get to reunion now.
Come to find out.
Jimmy's sitting there, I'm so glad to be with Ali. Ali's like, yeah, we've been tested, but, real love come back to it. It's a full moon, which means we knew... Hashim's like, oh, I need to cut in here. I feel like I need to say this as brokerhood, which again, I actually feel like I do not like that he did this. Yeah. It was dirty and it was foul, actually. Yeah. He's like, but I need to tell you that me and Ali were intimate.
Yeah, that was wild.
And Jimmy looks at Ali and she was just looking away.
Like, huh? And she's like, the way she was whispering, like,
it was giving. I licked her tit away.
Yeah.
It was actually giving. I was like, here we go again. This is the female version. I sucked his dick for 10 seconds. What?
Or whatever.
I'm sorry. Listeners, I need you to, because I've never... Have you ever... I need to know how often it is that people are sucking dick for 10 seconds.
I mean, the video footage was there.
I know, but I'm saying, how often is that happening to people?
Not very often, I can imagine.
How often are you in bed with a guy like, let me just suck his dick real quick? And then changing your mind 10 seconds in. And then being like, okay, good night.
I think she started and she was like, oh, wait, actually, but Jimmy had gone by this point. So it's not like she was loyal to him.
I think, like I said, because she's chaotic. She's a chaos demon.
Yeah.
She was like, what will happen if I just suck this guy's dick for 10 seconds? Let's just see what happens. I think she just does stuff for the plot. She does stuff to see what happens. And she sucked his dick and thought no one would ever hear from it again. And then
you did it in front of the cameras.
You did it first of all, you did it on cameras. They played the footage.
That one was
Second
crazy.
of all, he outed you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the producers were in there like, you should tell if she's such a dick, you should say. So the interesting thing about, we're talking about edits. I was going to talk about this earlier, but we can talk about it now. Jimmy said in a TikTok that the way that they edited that scene makes it seem like he was very okay with it.
Yeah.
But they took some of the sequence out of order.
Yeah.
He said that he wasn't okay with it. He didn't yell and scream and shout. He's like, I pride myself on not treating relationships, like not crashing out. Basically, I don't see anything useful in crashing out. But I was not pleased and or happy or thought that we were going to win off the back of what had just happened. Because I had asked her, and this is the betrayal. He'd asked her, have you done anything with Hashim? And she said, no, I just kissed him. I kissed him and that's all.
Because there was at one point when he asked her, there was like, she was a bit of hesitation and he was like, are you okay? And I thought, okay, maybe in this time, she'll be like, well, there's a bit more than kissing and just, giving a bit more detail. It's hard to kind of be like, lick or dick or whatever.
I licked his dick. That's how you say it. And then you have to laugh. You have to laugh because how you look at me dead in my eye. I was here yesterday. But again, you're on a show that moves that quickly. I was here yesterday and you was licking my dick and now you lick someone else's dick the next day. I've learned a lot about you.
I mean, the show is filmed for 3 weeks, so...
I've learned a lot about you.
That's great.
And do you know what? I understand why he made the decision he made. At this point, after what we've been through, am I going to crash out over it? No. The show's almost over.
The show's done.
Let's just make it... Let's just finish the damn thing.
And they're not going to win the holiday, so...
They was never going to win.
Yeah.
Then we have, let's just go to Alison and Jimmy. There's really not much to say.
Yeah.
Jimmy is our basketball dude, ? I've never heard of this man before in my life. He's an internet famous person, apparently.
Yeah.
Alison was on Making the Band.
Okay, yeah, that show.
They match. Who cares?
That's it.
Then we have Natalie and Yeaman. So Natalie and Yeaman are interesting because obviously we know Yeaman as Whitney's current boyfriend.
That's where, alongside what happened with Marissa getting married before the show we found out after the show had ended. Yeaman, we found out he had a girlfriend. So I was wondering, when was this show filmed? Yeah. And this is one of those times where the benefits of having very short windows between filming and scheduling is so beneficial because, I mean, it would have been probably impossible if they finished filming in November to get the show live in January. So there's that.
Why? It's like there's so much interesting footage to say. What are you talking about? Nothing happens.
Yeah, it would have been a bit crazy. I do agree. But what it also shows me is that these reality dating shows are just recycling the same people over and over again. The fact that Yemen was able to get on this show.
Third
show. It was Temptation Island, then this one, and then Love Island. And also, who's doing the vetting at Love Island? Because he should have disclosed, oh, I'm already on a show. Or
they knew. There's no way they didn't know.
Yeah.
Because the only people it was hurting was Perfect Match. Because it's the plot of Perfect Match that's fucked up by us knowing that he's with Whitney now. It's not Love Island.
No, not at all. But I thought, like, okay, this is going to be wild that we're watching Yemen, knowing everything we know. He is very corny. Maybe that's why they're together.
He is very corny.
He's so corny.
He's corny. I think Perfect Match rocked him because he is probably used to being like a very hot guy and really not anybody was really checking him.
No. But he seemed to have a type that didn't look like Whitney.
They did not look like Whitney.
Nope. Not at all.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, I really don't have much to say. He matches with Natalie, who he knows from outside of the show. It's a friend relationship, really, but then they're smooching and trying to pretend they're falling in love. No one cares. They don't win. Although Natalie was a hot commodity. A lot of people wanted her at the beginning, and then she faded as well.
Yeah.
As time went on, like, no one was willing to risk their relationship. Again, they don't have that much long to... And by like the third episode, you're probably like, it's time for us to look in if we're going to run this down.
True.
Thing. Then we have Kayla and Chris and Mackenzie and Weston. I'm going to put them all together.
Yeah.
Because Mackenzie is from Squid Games.
Yeah.
She is matched with Chris, who we know from Age is not just a number, but everybody here has to date someone who's super
Age is an attraction.
Age of attraction, indeed. His show hadn't even come out yet.
Oh, yeah.
When he went on this.
Right, yeah.
Mackenzie and Chris match up. Chris gives her a Gucci wallet.
Yeah.
He thinks that's fine. I think it's love bombing. I think he's fucking weird. I said, you guys, if you listen to the Age of Attraction review, I said, Chris, sexy as hell. On this,
you did.
It's a wrap. He's no longer sexy to me. Him going and doing pull-ups or pumping it up, weird. Buying the girls expensive gifts, weird. It's giving pimp. I don't like it.
Oh, I was getting rich.
Honestly, it's not giving rich to me. It's giving, I have several credit cards and I don't pay any of them off. Well, my dad is rich and he pays mine. But also the fact that he was like to Mackenzie, wow, I feel like I've met someone I expect. He was a love bomber. He wrote a sonnet about Mackenzie. In walks Kayla. Oh my God. I think I'm in love with Kayla. Him and Kayla match. The villa said that we're not having it. You lot are out. We don't buy this relationship. It's legit. And I was happy because I didn't want Jimmy to go because I don't like Chris.
So Jimmy got a soul.
And relax. And Kayla, she honestly, she seemed like she was bad vibes.
Yeah.
She's also like Alison's best friend.
Yeah.
So they leave abruptly, which I thought was a good production move because I was like, oh, that's bold.
Yeah.
Kayla then gets brought back in.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla thinks she's going to match with Damari because her and Damari go on a date. Yeah. Damari's like, I think you're really fun. This is when Damari and Marissa are having some troubles, right? She comes back to the villa. Marissa is on a date with Weston. Weston is a white guy with a cowboy hat who Marissa kisses several times.
Oh, she seems to enjoy it.
And then comes back and is like, Damari, you're the one. Crazy work. Anyway, bear in mind, Damari didn't kiss anybody else.
Why were the boys low this time? Because
they usually get it and they're trying to not get it. So the two of them are waiting around for Damari and Marissa to pick them. It becomes clear Damari and Marissa are going to stay together. Yeah. So Weston and Kayla decide to couple up.
Yeah.
Get to the finale now. Here's Weston. Oh, I think Kayla's a really good girl. I feel like we're together for a reason. Blah, blah. Does a whole speech. Kayla goes, I want to be with Nick.
I thought it was Chris.
Chris, sorry, I want to be Chris.
That was hilarious. It's like, I just want to be honest with myself. My boobs are fake, but I'm not.
Chris is who I want to be with.
When that happened, I was like, oh, is she going to move to Chris now? Is she going to, you know?
Is she out? Are they out of the running?
Yeah.
Anyway, she goes, she sits with Chris. Before the end credits roll, Chris is now in relationship with Natalie. Kayla is single. Then I hear it.
They're broken up.
He's back with Kayla.
Oh my gosh.
I said, you guys are not serious people.
That black
and now Natalie is maybe with Jimmy, question mark.
Jimmy got sold, Jimmy?
Jimmy P, as they called him.
Wow. You know what? I think with Perfect Match, and I've seen this with it, but anything post-reunion, the post-reunion news and goss is better than what
Always
is on the show.
Always. Shout out to Brie, who was Damari's ex, who could have been the bombshell to end all bombshells.
True.
But Damari I'm telling you, if this was actually Love Island and they were there for 3 months, they would have jumped ship.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3 weeks and I get my holiday. I'm focused on my bloody holiday. I'll talk to you when I get back. Why are you trying to ruin this for me? Let me go on my holiday. Yeah. The winners of the season are Dave and Sophie.
Whoop, whoop.
Dave is from Married at First Sight, Australia.
Yeah.
Sophie is from Love is Blind UK.
Yeah.
Dave kisses, I want to say, every single girl in that villa at some point. He's just going around kissing everyone.
I thought it was too handsy. Like,
I agree. He was too handsy. He was too forward.
Yeah.
He kept being like, oh, we're here to have fun. We're here to have fun. But then on the confessional being like, I'm looking for a wife.
That's the
Make
thing.
your mind up.
Yeah, it's just too disconnected. When they were at the reunion and, not the reunion, but like the final vote, and is it Alison or one of the girls was like, oh, I really love Sophie. Yeah, Mackenzie, like, I really, really love Sophie. She's a great girl. He's standing up ready to hug her.
Yeah, he did. He's like, you made me tearful. But he was coupled up with Mackenzie at one point. So
True.
that makes sense. Sophie comes in quite late in the game. She and him have very similar personalities, and they're also not taking this seriously, which is the right attitude to have because it's not real. They win the show. They break up because it's long distance, which was an issue
to begin with. Come on. I mean, they went to the Maldives.
They did go to the Maldives. They did make it to their holiday, as opposed to the previous couple that didn't even make it to the holiday, apparently.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to say, I forgot. It was going to be about, Mackenzie had a really tough time on this show. She was not built for it. We're talking about how Marissa wasn't built for it. Mackenzie was not built for it. She did not understand how fast-paced this thing was and how, like, it's not sincere. It's not time to be falling in love and making big romantic gestures. Why is she going up to Jimmy S., who is the basketball dude, on the night that she's going to go home and be like, I just want you to know it's always been you?
Oh, my gosh.
And he's like, oh, thanks. And goes back with Alison. It was embarrassing. She had a hard run. I felt for her, but I also felt like you've seen at least one season of this show. Don't go on it. But as we've discussed before, I sometimes think people don't watch previous seasons of the shows they go on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Perfect Match. I enjoyed it.
I know you kept on saying like Perfect Match is good, Perfect Match is really good. I
never said it was really good. I said it's worth watching. I never said please. I don't want that going on my resume.
You highlighted Perfect Match.
I really was only doing it because I find Marissa so interesting.
It's so interesting.
You could learn a lot watching Marissa on that show, and it's really interesting. I've seen comments saying like, "Wow, Marissa really felt like you represented what it's like to have ADHD really well." And I said, "That's really interesting."
Do you think as you said, there's some parts where she did represent it authentically, and other parts where it was weaponizing?
Yeah, but I also think there's a bunch of people with ADHD that do weaponize their ADHD, and so they probably did feel seen.
Yeah.
Did I feel seen? Sometimes I felt like it was a stark, like, do you remember when you watch something and you see someone, you're like, damn, I would have done that, and now I'm seeing that that's probably not the way to behave.
True.
That's what it was given to me. Like I said, I don't think she's a bad person. I was just like, this is a bit confronting in a way that I didn't need on a Friday, but I'm happy to watch. I'm glad it's you and not me. I'm glad it's you and not me.
I think for me, the show is one season away from being really tired.
I think it already is. Do you not think?
It did feel that way, but I feel like if they do one more season, it will be at its like dormant stage, or like at the stage where it needs to be properly revamped.
I also wonder if the problem is the show sort of banks on bringing in these singles that will mess things up, and because nobody really wanted to switch it up, I feel like they're wasting people that could have been cast on another season.
True, but also is it one of those things like a show like Perfect Match could easily sit on Channel 4, and if they do the right vetting and cancelling the right vetting and checks, they'll be able to create a cast that is willing to be ruthless but hopefully safe. But because I think everyone's trying to present their image because one have done this before, it's almost like an all-stars, and they want to keep the Netflix check.
Again, I think I've said this before about another show. I think the show should be called Match and not Perfect Match. Take the love aspect out of it.
I agree.
And just say you have to pick someone to couple up with. But now we're doing Love Island. Because the problem with Perfect Match is it touches on multiple other dating shows. And it tries to cram them all together. And therefore it hasn't got a focus. And then add the fact that these are all reality TV people. So they're not sincere anyway.
No.
It just lends itself to something that's honestly slop.
Which at times the show was.
It is. It's slop. And slop can be entertaining sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why people watch it.
Yeah.
It is not Netflix's best work.
No, I don't expect... Anyway, I don't expect much better from Netflix anyway, especially in the reality space, apart from Love is Blind.
Yeah, and even like you said, that's on its way to hell.
That one has been tired.
It's on a highway to hell, as the song goes.
Yeah.
But I did a spiral. The highway work. Anyway, some slop to pass the time, innit?
Yeah, what would you rate it then?
A 2. Tough, no, let me be fair.
No,
I think I'll give it a 3.
I
watched it.
You did watch it. I honestly... a 1.5.
Damn.
I just there's nothing. I wasn't drawn to it to begin with. I connected with a few of the cast. There isn't any love. There isn't anything that's holding me together. The games are horrible. Like there's nothing that's really capturing my attention.
The games suck.
Yeah, like the one in the finale with them eating the worms and then moving the H around, it was also given budget, which doesn't make an ounce of sense if you know Netflix has the budget and to be able to deliver premium games.
Love Island has the better, those mini games are way better.
And the production seems so much better, and to me, 1.5. This is a show that could easily be put to the side.
It could easily be a 2.
It could easily be a 2, but easily be put to the side. But the problem is I think they've cancelled Too Hot to Handle. They still have...
We're going to have to cancel Temptation Island as well because it's not given.
No. Temptation Island wasn't great. So, I don't know. Anyway, I think it wraps all the way back to what we were talking about at the beginning. Reality TV is in a very funky and interesting space right now.
Oh, one last thing about that as well, about production on this.
Yeah.
Jimmy Soto was saying that they had an open bar.
Oh,
for
interesting.
The first, 3 episodes, and then they brought in a bartender because people were getting so messy.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, perfect example of we'll just let them drink and make a fool of themselves and we'll film it. And then they started to think, we're going to get our budget pulled. Yeah. The channel going to freak out. We won't be able to air any of this shit. So let's get it back together. Let's get it back on course.
So, and no surprise. No surprise. Anyway, we'll figure out what we're going to review next.
Well, let's talk about it now. Half Man and Euphoria will be done next week.
True. And I have started watching Euphoria, and there are thoughts.
So let's do Euphoria.
Let's do Euphoria. How many episodes is Half Man?
8, because they're HBO show as well, I think.
I'm hoping they're 30 minutes.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's do Euphoria.
I don't think they are. So we will be talking about Euphoria next.
I'm excited.
Maybe we'll talk about both. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
We've got 2 weeks. Let's see what the girls
True.
pick up. But
yeah. This has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshanna
and Marnie.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.